My peoples, my peoples, welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Man, y'all know what this is. We talking boxing. What an interesting day in the world of boxing yesterday. Whoa, we got a lot to talk about this morning, fellas. Yesterday was crazy. I'm pretty sure you guys seen all the different things that took place. we gotta address all of them. But first of all, say, man, good morning to everybody tuning in. Beautiful day. Come on now. Saturday morning, God gave you another day of life. Whoa. Thank you, God. We breathing. We're in the mix, my peoples. We still got the opportunity to accomplish and achieve. Yes, sir. So let me give a shout out to everybody already tuning in. Salute, especially Sai, Toy Mafia, the Lunatic Librarian, my peoples. First of all, listen. Lots of different things happened yesterday that we're going to be talking about in this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. One of those things was Terrence Bud Crawford named Fighter of the Year. Whoa. Whoa. Let me just say this. I seen a lot of fans saying that it had to be Naoya Inoue, or that it had to be Usyk, because they had more fights and they did more. And I already told everybody, the Fighter of the Year had to be Terrence Crawford. You know why? Because he got the biggest win of the year. There is nobody, my peoples, I want you to think about this. That man right there. There is nobody in the entire 2025 who got a bigger or a more important win than Terrence Crawford over Canelo Alvarez. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. And in fact, that's not just the biggest win of the year. That's arguably the biggest win of the decade. Arguably one of the biggest wins in the history of the sport of boxing. The Lunatic Librarian, Murtaza versus Kelly will be first on the zone, which of course we gotta check that fight out. Gotta check that fight out. I'm gonna be calling it live. A lot of people say Murtaza is gonna destroy Josh Kelly. A lot of people saying no, Josh Kelly got a shot. We're gonna see how that plays out. Wes does it. Salute, family. So Terrence Crawford being named Fighter of the Year, that's something that I'm super happy about, because Crawford deserves it, man. And he started his speech by saying, I guess you got to pay the price to be the man, because look at the way everything played out. Crawford had to retire because there was bullshit in him. But ultimately, he got to the top. And they have to give him his flowers. And I always try to tell people, you know, Crawford is a guy who did it against all odds. Why? Because it was so hard for him to get to that point. It was so hard for Crawford to finally get those big fights, and he got them all the way at the tail end of his career. If you think about it, when he fought Errol, he was, I think, 34 years old when he fought Errol Spence. So up until that point, that was the biggest fight. That was the biggest fight for him. Oh, what's up? Ticomalo, what's up? That was the biggest fight. Look how long it took. And people don't realize that when they keep you waiting and waiting and waiting, that's how guys oftentimes end up taking an L. Because while they waiting for this big fight to finally happen, they fighting a lot of good opponents, and eventually, boom, they take an L. And now they don't get to it where they thought or where we thought they were going to go. Terrence Crawford just kept winning and winning and winning. Could have took an L to Mean Machine. Could have took an L to Madrimov. Could have took an L to any of these guys who they put in front of him. He just kept winning. He kept winning until they gave him Arrow. And then you saw what he did to Arrow. And then again, won and got Canelo, and we saw what he did to Canelo. So in 2025, you know, jumping up 2 divisions, defeating the face of boxing, it don't get no bigger. You got to give him Fight of the Year. Got to give it to him. So Terrence Crawford absolutely earned that. Salute to Terrence Crawford. Hell yeah, my peoples. Now, let's go into a little fisticuffs that went down. I think you guys already seen the video. I think y'all seen it. Bill Haney's son and crew had to lay hands on Tiger Johnson. The lunatic librarian Terrence Crawford not only won, he stopped every 147-pounder he fought. He won in impressive fashion. Come on now. Wes Dustin, I may have to miss the T.O. Shakur fight live. Ah, shit, bro. Damn. Funny money. So, Bill Haney's son and team got into it with Tiger Johnson. It looks like they basically beat the shit out of him. Basically, they put all type of hands on him. But this is what I saw. It looks like Devin Haney's son and a group of people. Actually, I saw somebody who was there posting about it. So Devin Haney's son and team was passing by, and Devin Haney's son told Tiger Johnson, my brother will beat the shit out of you or something like that. So Tiger Johnson told him, I'll beat the shit out of you. It's like, oh, damn. Tiger Johnson right there fucked up. You're over there by yourself. It's a team of motherfuckers, and you threatening, talking about you going to fuck somebody up. So I seen the video, and we all seen it. The first one acting crazy was Tiger Johnson. He did like a little feint to Devin Haney's uncle. Devin Haney's uncle fainted back to him like, oh, you trying to scare? You ain't scare nobody. And then Tiger Johnson, from what I saw, he threw the first punch. And then right there, that's it, he done messed up. Once he threw that first punch, it was open season on him. It was raining punches. You saw people baiting him up. Bill Haney jumped in the mix to separate it. So I commend Bill Haney for seeing that, you know, they getting the dub out there. They beating homie up. And Bill Haney pretty much saved his ass. Like, yo, hold on, boop, boop, boop. Separating the situation. But another scuffle broke out. Because I guess, you know, Tiger Johnson, after he got beat up, he wanted to get his get back. But again, what is you doing thinking that by yourself, you're going to take on 5, 6 people? You wilding out. Maybe even more. When they was in the back, it was like 10 niggas back there. So, well, I don't know what Tiger Johnson was thinking in his head. If he was feeling like Superman, if he was just so angry that he wasn't understanding the situation, that he was going to take an elbow. He went to the back, and you see Tiger Johnson trying to fight, but eventually he ended up in the floor getting stomped out. Getting stomped, dragged, beat up. Bro, you don't do that. You don't do that. As tough as you may want to be, you don't run into a crowd of people thinking you're going to beat people up. Tiger Johnson got beat up. I don't know if this is, if he took that beating to try to get a fight with Devin, that might get him to fight with Devin. I don't know. But damn, bro. John Parham, Tiger should call on Tony. Trail Bruce, Haney lame as hell, but Tiger ain't bright as either. But I gotta say, brother, listen. The Haneys in this situation, I'ma say they walked out of there with the dub. And you know why? Because they wasn't looking for that smoke. Tiger Johnson was acting like he wanted that smoke, and he got it. He got it. Like, you see 5, 6 people there, you start arguing with them, and you bum rush them, you bum rush a crowd, you wildin', you looking to get beat up, bro. You looking to take a beating. And that's exactly what happened. You ran into a crowd feeling like Superman, and they beat the shit out of you. Come on, man. Clifton Dennis, I'm ready for this breakfast. I need a heavy plate. I got this double for you, my peoples. Hell yeah, I got this double. Quick recap for those of you who just tuned in. Terrence Crawford, in case you didn't know, got Fighter of the Year. All the people hating. Talking about, nah, man, he shouldn't get it because he only got one fight. That's the biggest win that we've seen in this generation. But when we see Tiger Johnson, if you've seen the video, my peoples, Tiger Johnson was the first one throwing punches. And there was somebody there that was filming at point blank range. And the video that he shot shows Tiger Johnson actually acting like he was gonna punch Devin Haney's uncle, like acting like he was about to swing. Devin Haney's uncle fainted too, like what's up? Ain't nobody scared. And then Tiger Johnson reacted by throwing punches. Oh, you're gonna throw punches? Oh nah, homie. You're gonna have to get beat up now. That's just the way it's gonna play out. And I'm telling you, man, we growing up with a generation of those who they think they Superman. You could be the hardest nigga out. But when you got a crowd of real niggas in front of you and you're gonna play hard, you getting stomped out, buddy. You're getting stomped out. He got beat up, he was looking for it. Fucked around and found out. Clifton Dennis, well-deserved award. I agree with you 100%, my brother. Terrence Crawford earned that. Earned it. John Parham. If it wasn't Bud, it definitely was Dev up next. Devin did his thing this year too, man. Devin had a great year. Great year for Devin Haney. The Lunatic Librarian. Boxing is wild. We have seen these incidents before. Ain't nothing new. That's facts. That's facts. Nothing to see here. Ain't nothing to see here. You know, we talking about it. Nice little fisticuffs. They had a good time in there. Handle business. But that's it. No big deal. And I tell you what. I'm glad that nobody got stabbed. Nobody got shot. It was just some good punches flying around. That's all good. That's all good, man. I ain't got no problem with that whatsoever. John Parham, Jay Smith, you watched Pro Box last night? I didn't get to see it, bro. I was tied up in some things, but I'll see some replays and whatnot, but I didn't get to enjoy it. Marie, bro, I was looking for your live. I thought if Jay not going live today, but until now, I found your live. Weird shit. For how long are you live now? Nah, we're going to be on for a couple of hours, my brother. An hour and a half, maybe. We're going to be on it because there's a lot of things to talk about, man. Yesterday was a very interesting day. You know, I'm happy. I'm super happy that Terrence Crawford got that fight of the year. You know, we got this scuffle yesterday, which was crazy. Tiger Johnson, you know, fucked around and found out. The Lunatic Librarian, Caleb Plant slapping Charlo, hurting Charlo. Yeah, we seen it. This happens. This happens. Wes Dustin, Pro Box woke my whole house up last night. Whoa. Whoa. I wish I could have caught it. The Lunatic Librarian tanking his girl, Crawford and Benavidez. John Parham, you missed a hell of a show on Pro Box. Wes Dustin, great fight. Fight night last night. The Lunatic Librarian. Diamond's pulling out the fight for being sick. So, as far as Diamond's pulling out the fight for being sick, and I was talking about this with a few people, Fighters going to cities like New York, Chicago, like cold places up north, fighters should, if you're going from a tropical island like Dominican Republic, you should probably go 6 to 8 weeks before fight night. Why? This is super common. A lot of people don't even realize this. Like, if you live in New York, a lot of people who live in New York, when it come to wintertime, you see people with the runny nose, you see people sneezing, you see people, a bunch of people got the flu in New York and Boston, all these places. But here's the difference. If you live in New York, right, the weather gets cold gradually until it's freezing cold in January, right? So your body slowly adapt to that cold weather. Okay, so when you get the flu, you get past it like this, bam. 4 days, you're ready to go. 3 days, you like nothing ever happened. But bro, when you come from a tropical island where the weather's constantly in the 80s, the 90s, and you land in New York City, where the weather's 10 degrees and shit right now, single digits and shit right now, guess what? That flu hit different, my people. It hit way different. So you see a New Yorker, you know, a little runny nose, a little sneezing, a few days back to normal. Motherfuckers come from a tropical island, they be ready to die. It's a whole different ball game. When you go from heat to cold, it ain't no joke. And people just don't really understand how that really feels. But there's people who, for example, who live in Florida, and in the wintertime, they fly to New York and they get fucked up too. It just hit different. And I lived it because even when I lived in New York, I got a lot of family who lived in Dominican Republic, and we would have the flu at the same time in the wintertime, right? But they just came from the island. And my flu would just be a little bit of runny nose, and then I'm good. And they be having to lay in bed, Tylenol, medication, might even have to go to the hospital and get an IV. And I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, you a little bitch. You a little bitch. The flu got you like that? But I never understood. It's not the same flu when you coming in from that heat into that cold, bro. People be ready to hang it up. So my thing is, and I said this before, that fighters coming from tropical islands should go to the States 6 to 8 weeks in advance. That way you get that flu, but you get past it, have enough time to recover, and make it to fight night back to normal. You good. Here's the problem though. When a fighter goes, for example, from here, from Dominican Republic to New York, he not going by himself. He going with the whole team. So you got 6, 7, 8, 10 people. You got a group of people who you got to pay hotel for, who you got to pay transportation for, who you got to pay. So it's real expensive to bring a whole team to another country. Just the flights alone for the whole team is a shitload of money. Then you factor in the hotel, you know, so that's why fighters fly into the U.S. 2 weeks before the fight, because they can't afford it. I think Carlos Adames could afford it because he made a lot of money in his last couple of fights. But it's still a lot of money. But in the future, I think Adames and fighters who can afford it should fly into the country, 8 to 10 weeks in advance, so that they could be ready come fight night. Adames, as soon as he flew in, I was already hearing the rumors that he had the flu, that he had a runny nose. And look, he couldn't get past it. Probably fucked up in the game right now. Jump Pan, I experienced that in 2018 when I went to DR in December. Imagine that. And you know DR in December is still tropical weather. You might get a little rain, a little drizzle, but it's still tropical weather. Right now, the sun is out. It's hot as hell right here right now. So Carlos Adames went from 80, 90 degree weather into 7 degrees and snow. That's it. You cooked. Marie, are you going back to the U.S.? I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Right now, I don't got my visa, but I'm working on it, man. I'm trying to get back. And I'm going to tell you like this, man. If they give me that visa, I think it could happen by mid 2026. If they give me that visa and I go out there, man, it's gonna be crazy, my peoples. Y'all gonna see me in Floyd Gym. Y'all gonna see me in a lot of places that you wouldn't even imagine. Clifton Dennis, what do you think about Tio getting under Shakur's skin and making Shakur walk over to him? That might be symbolic. Shakur might fight angry, coming forward off game. Now, is that, look, and I've been trying to explain it to people. Shakur trying to become the face of boxing. He trying to become the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world. He not going in there I just want to win. He want to win in impressive fashion. He want to beat him up. He want to beat Teofimo Lopez up, bro. That's the mindset going into this fight. With them skills. Shakur's not just going to fall into Teofimo's game. He's going to use them skills. And he's going to be right there. That's what he's going there to do. Alejandro Maldonado. The problem with that is they'll lose. Oh, we got a dummy in the building. Let me get this dummy out of here. We don't got time for dummies. John Parham. I told my crew at work, sitting in the truck with heat on blast and getting in. And now, oh my God, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Getting on blast and then getting out into that 6-degree weather. Bro, you fuck around, have your mouth twisted up. I seen people get their whole face twisted up for doing that shit. John Parham, Clifton, mind games. Tio wants to brawl. And Teofimo been playing mind games with Shakur. Been playing mind games since this fight was announced. But you got to understand too, my peoples. Shakur Stevenson ain't no goofball. He understand what's going on. And he got a team around him that understand what's going on. Crawford know what's going on. Floyd been around him, know. Everybody know this dude playing with you. You're not going to fall into that. Shakur Stevenson is going to exercise the sweet science on Teofimo Lopez to the fullest extent. Wes Dustin, that's right, John. You got to get that interior furnace going. Work warms you up from the inside. Clifton Dennis, he already made Shakur come forward. Marie, God willing, brother. I'm telling you, God willing, man. God is going to open doors for Jay Smith. I promise you. Wes Dustin, Jay Smith, stay your ass over there till the orange is out of office. Hell, I might come to DR till this fool gone. Look, man, that may end up playing out like that. If I can't make it in 2026, it might actually play out like that. Let's see. I don't know. John Parham, Jay Smith, get a poly relationship. And I got you an American wife and a visa for a homie price of $6K. Listen, bro. My wife is not having that. My wife is definitely not having that. The lunatic librarian. During the face of Shakur usually be saying, I'm going to beat your ass or his opponents. Right to their face. But he did that to Shakur. I mean, he did that to Tio. He told Tio, I'm going to fuck you up multiple times. Marie, take that dummy out of here. Who the F guy he mentions, we on boxing, bro, not MMA or whatever. Nah, so what happens, Marie, is that might be the vegetable salad. I got a crippled stalker who always does shit like that. And then, of course, you know, there's going to be people, and I don't even understand why, my peoples, who they'll go into a YouTube channel only to try to get attention by talking about some other shit. And that was one of them. But I don't even waste time. Before, I used to argue with them niggas. I used to argue with them dummies. Now what you talking about, blah, 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 blah. I don't even waste one time, yo. They put one comment, blocked. We don't got time for your dumb ass. You out of here. I only make sure that they hear me calling them a dummy, and then I block them. And it feels good. John Parham, T.O. definitely pissed him off. That's a fact. That's a fact. He pissed him off. But I would say when somebody pisses you off, how you react says a lot about your mental strength and your IQ. So we're going to see that from Shakur Stevenson. You're not going to make me fight your fight just because you're talking shit. Trell Bruce, Teofimo is everything I hate about New York niggas. Coño, Teofimo Lopez gave us a bad name, bro. What happened, Ryan? Okay, we'll change it. John Pan West, bro, I didn't want to leave the DR when I went. Yeah, listen, people come to Dominican Republic and they stay here, bro. You know, I know people who came for vacation and never left. Came for vacation and they just never left. They still here. Marie, do you not like to live in Europe? Here is easier than US or not. So I actually saw myself in an opportunity that I could have moved to Europe, but I tell you what, if a good opportunity comes, you might see me going to the UK or somewhere like that. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. Somebody made me an offer for me to go to the UK, and they was actually gonna help me with the visa, cover the expenses and everything, but I was gonna have to sign away the name Box Center, and I was gonna have to sign away the rights to the show, to the channel. So basically, I would have had to start some whole other thing for myself in the future because Box Center was no longer gonna be mine. So I was gonna do the show, but it wasn't gonna belong to me. It was gonna belong to someone else. And I even thought about it, because I like, you know what, the way I came up with Box Center, I come up with some other shit. But then I said, damn, nah, man, I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up ownership. I felt like I was going to be jerked. Because imagine if I give up ownership of the show and then the shit blows up and it's raking in mad money, but it's not mine. Somebody else going to get that shit. So I like, you know what? Nah, man, I created this thing from zero, from scratch. This is my baby. And I'm not going to. You better be offering me generational wealth for me to say, yeah, I'm gonna give this shit up. I'm not gonna give it up like that. So I had a situation where I could have, and I turned it down, and let's see what happens. I honestly, my peoples, I had a couple of offers here and there. I had somebody offer to help me with a visa to go to the U.S., and I could have gone within 6 months, but it was the same deal. You got to sign away the name of the show, the name of the channel. You got to sign away mad shit that I'm just not willing to give up. Let's go, Magaza. Do you think Usyk would have become a champ in the Tyson Ali era? 100%. 100%. Usyk is a great fighter. Maybe he would have stayed at cruiserweight. You know, it would have been tougher to move up to heavyweight, but Usyk is a great fighter. Usyk is a great fighter, a throwback fighter, no matter what era you put him in. I really feel that way. Marie, haha, that's how you deal with goofballs. Yeah, that's how I do. We don't even waste no time on them dummies. You say one goofy thing, that's all you get. Bam, you out of here. You a dummy. Simple as that. The lunatic librarian. Shakur gonna cut up T.O. eyes. He might, you know, I don't know. Maybe he'll be targeted that. Because I'm telling you, once you had a big cut, if you take a shot right there, it's gonna open up. It will. Clifton Dennis J. Smith. Put dude in a lifelong wheelchair. You pop that pedal, J. Nah. Karma put him in a wheelchair. Karma. You see, when you do people dirty and you nasty in the heart and you got hate in your heart, people like that, you don't even got to retaliate against them. Karma gonna get them. So this dude tried to shit on me. He got an illness, and that illness landed him in a wheelchair. Karma, yo. Karma never miss. Karma never miss, my peoples. Hakeem. Shakur believes somehow that he's a 225-pound puncher, boxer from the PJs. John Parham. She cooked, cleaned, ran errands, and gave messages at request. It's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing, my peoples. Black 18. Yo, bro, we need you over here. Miami, the boxing knowledge is on point. Salute, family. God willing, them doors are going to open up. You know, I grew up, look, let me tell you like this. I moved to New York when I was 8 years old. So, basically, I went to elementary school in New York, PS 161. I went to junior high school in New York, junior high school 43, 129th in Amsterdam. I went to high school in New York, Brandeis High School, 86 and Broadway. So my education was in New York City. And my getting in trouble days, having a warrant out for my arrest was also in New York City. So, you know, that's where I'm from. That's where I grew up at. Hopefully I could get back. West Dustin, John, we may retire there. We went a few years ago, and it was amazing. Yo, listen, that's also a beautiful place to go to. Beautiful. Marie, but he ain't a lot DR people, but in Spain, they're a very big Latino community and boxing too. So look, I'm just looking for places where there's a lot of boxing going on. You know, I would never go to a country where there is no boxing, where that's a sport that people don't really pay mind to. I could go, to visit, you know, vacation a couple of weeks. But for me to move from Dominican Republic, the only chance for me to move is if I get the opportunity to go to a country where boxing is important, where boxing is big, where they stage big fights, I'm there. John Parham, I heard the UK is a rough place to live in these days. But they got their parts in the UK. I tell you what, because of the boxing, I'd be willing to go to the UK. If the right opportunity comes along, I'd be willing to go there. Because there's a lot of boxing that goes down in the UK. West Dust, I feel like prime George Foreman will have beaten this entire generation of heavyweights. Damn, bro, like, it's hard to see any generation of heavyweights beating George Foreman, bro. George Foreman is just such a tough fighter, man. Because you have to remember, the guy who dethroned him in his prime was Muhammad Ali. Because he had those boxing skills. He had that footwork, that movement. What boxer of today can match what Ali did in the ring? I don't think there's anybody. I really don't. So, honestly, out of all the heavyweights in the last 20 years, bro, I don't see nobody beating George Foreman. I just don't see it. Real talk. I don't see it, man. George Foreman was something else. Zay, it's on tonight. Ooh, my boy. We got a lot of fights tonight. Shushu Carrington defending his title. We got Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. In Puerto Rico, Xander Sayers. He's going to be looking to unify titles. Shit, man, we got a lot of boxing going on. Charles Bruce J. Smith, you're officially my favorite New York nigga. Salute, my brother. I appreciate it, bro. Real talk, appreciate that. And I tell you what, man, if I was to go back, I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to be going to New York a lot because that's where I grew up. But I'm going to probably be spending a lot of time in Vegas, in Texas, in Detroit. There's a lot of different places that you're going to see me at. You're definitely going to see me in Floyd Gym. 100%. I'm talking about, yo, if I touch down in the States, before 1 week, you're going to see me in Floyd Gym. That's gonna be one of the first spots that I gotta go to. Marie, that's why I said that in Spain, a lot of Latinos and boxing too, and in the UK, and every country is easy to go, not far away. We travel to Spain, France, UK, Belgium, Netherlands. It's close from each other. You see, that makes it a hot spot because you can go anywhere from right there. Trell Bruce, I'm in Florida. We overpopulated like a mofo. Let me tell you something interesting. I lived in Florida for 6 months. Specifically in Miami Beach. But I used to be going to Hialeah, and I used to be going to a couple of places. In fact, yo, I used to pass by Stars Island all the time. Like, damn, man, I wish I could go up in that motherfucker. But you know, it's closed off. Let's go, Magiza. Do you think McGregor could have been a contender in boxing based on his performance against Floyd Mayweather? No way. No way. To be honest, no MMA fighter is going to get anywhere in boxing. It's never happened, and it's never going to happen. Unless, you know how it could happen? If you have somebody who used to practice boxing, who was a boxer, an actual boxer, because McGregor was like a little boy and shit when he did a little boxing. No, if you have like an amateur boxer who was mad nice and had a crazy record, but then decided to do MMA, and then he blows up in MMA, and he says, I want to go to boxing, then that guy can have a future in boxing because he already have that foundation. But an MMA fighter who's mostly been training MMA, transitioning to boxing, it's never going to happen. They don't have the same MMA fighters, as good as strikers as they could be in MMA. It don't compare to them going into the boxing ring. The punching technique, you see these guys throwing hammer punches and everything. Now, the punching technique and the mechanics is way different from an MMA and a boxer. When you put them gloves on and you go to boxing, you're going to get beat up. Simple as that. John Parham, better bring your ass to Louisville so I can show you around the city and give you a Muhammad Ali tour of his childhood home, Gym and Museum. Bro, listen, all the important places, when I make it back, I feel like I'm going to go back because there's already a process in place. You know, there's already a petition that got put in. There's documents that got sent in that I'm just waiting for that process. But I'll tell you what, Louisville, Kentucky is one of the places that I have to go. That's guaranteed that I'm going over there. So, John, I'll definitely hit you up like, yo, bro, I'm coming down to Louisville so you could show me around, my G. Of course. There's places that I have to be there, that I have to go in person. Charles Bruce, born and raised in Miami-Dade County. Whoa. Whoa. Paradise. You see, Charles Bruce, once you live in a place like that, it's tough to move to the north, to the snow, to the freezing weather. Right now, you got people with their boogers coming out, bro. And you over there like that. You don't have to hide inside your house because it's too cold outside. Bro, I remember, listen to this. Listen to this. And you only see this shit in New York, bro. You're not going to see, not in New York, up north, in different states. That shit will be so cold, that niggas come outside to smoke a cigarette and be like this, bro. Come out the building. You out of there. 3 pulls, you out of there. Your nose is frozen, your fingers is frozen, your face frozen. You took 3 pulls, you out of there. You booking it. Too cold out there. Everybody not ready for that, bro. If you like a New Yorker who been in the cold your whole life, oh nah, them motherfuckers be like in the cold like nothing. Chilling. But if you come from that hot weather in New York City, it ain't no joke. Claymore Rain in the building. Bam! Salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. What an interesting day yesterday, man. Shit got crazy. Ooh, JJ's in the house, is in the building. My brother. JJ, salute, my G. You know I always get happy to see you on the show. Let's go, Magiza. What do you think about Tank Davis as a fighter? Is he handpicking his opponents? He hasn't done a lot for him. Well, Tank Davis, man, it's a whole situation that we got to discuss on a sidebar because there's a lot to talk about, man, when it comes to Tank right now. Boxing Junkie, 0 degrees right now. But later, -5. Everybody can't handle that, my peoples. Have you ever been in 0 degrees weather? I've been. Have you ever been in negative weather? I've been. And I'm telling you, at that time, yo, even with the weed, imagine somebody going outside to smoke a blunt, going like that, and booking it. You think you're gonna stand in -degree weather for 10, 15 minutes smoking a blunt? Nah, bro, you're gonna have to book it out of there. You'll have to do that in the hallway. Got the neighbors mad at you and everything. Trail Bruce. Nah, bro, growing up in Miami wasn't what you think. It's really the trenches. Don't let the beach commercials fool you. Leaving Miami saved my life, and I never go back unless I get rich. No, my G, let me tell you something. Because in everywhere, in everywhere, there's always going to be little pockets of nice little areas. But in Miami, I also went to the hood. And I saw what it was. Gangster shit going on. Clifton Dennis. I don't see Devin running away. I can't even see Devin. Did you see that brawl yesterday? Shit went down yesterday. Hold on, Boxing Junkie, I got you. Boxing Junkie. I've been and I am, and now I'm fucking on my island. It's calling me. Well, that wasn't the question. Hold on. Oh, it's that comment I think you mean, Boxing Junkie, right? Listen, everybody want to be here right now, man. Everybody want to be here right now. Marie, that weed ain't doing shit in the cold weather. It makes you sober. That cold weather's no joke, bro. It's just no joke. It's real when it comes to that freezing cold weather. Boxing Junkie, big night tonight. We'll be going live. What's your prediction? I have so many predictions because there's so many fights tonight. But leaning towards Shakur, but was forced to take the Lopez as a bet. Ooh, you want to take an L, Boxing Junkie. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, bro. That bet, you taking an L. Claymore Rain, Liberty City, pork and beans. Ooh, Perrine, Carol City. Shit, even Homestead. Marie, not the second brawl, brother. John Wayne, Box Center, what's good, brother? Salute, family. Yo, so did you guys see this yesterday? Did you guys see that brawl? I'm going to tell you this right now. Tiger Johnson earned that ass whooping. You earned that ass whooping, Tiger Johnson. I'm sorry to be the one to say it. Come on now. Claymore Rain, and of course, Lil Haiti. If you know, you know. I know. In Miami, I'm not going to say I went to Little Haiti, but I used to pass by there all the time. Listen, if you saw the brawl yesterday with the Haneys and Tiger Johnson, yo, Tiger Johnson earned that. He 100% earned that ass whooping. And I'm going to tell you why. Down in the ground, Tiger had bruises on his face. Oh, yeah, he got pummeled. And the bruises that you see in this image is after the first pummeling because he got battered twice. Twice he got battered yesterday. And it's all on him. He was asking for it. Fucked around and found out. Why? I want you guys to think about this. And I saw the video recorded by somebody that I follow. And here's the deal. Here's what I saw. Claymore and Tiger went in. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to crash out. I know, but let me show you how this whole thing played out. So Tiger Johnson is standing somewhere. Devin Haney, little brother, and a group passing by. And he over there mean mugging people. So Devin Haney, little brother, looked at him and was like, yo, my brother will fuck you up. And what was his response to Devin Haney, little brother? I'll fuck you up. Why are you saying that to his little brother? First of all, cool. Nothing happened when he said that. But then, Devin Haney's uncle turned around and was like, yo, what you talking about? Ain't nobody scared. And Tiger Johnson did this. Huh? So when he did that, Devin Haney's uncle did the same thing back to him. What? So now when Devin Haney's uncle did it back to him, what was his reaction? Right away. Try to throw punches and go into the mix. Hold on. You see a crew of 7, 8, 9, 10 people walking and you throwing punches? You looking to get stomped out. So before you knew it, it was everybody lumping them up. I don't know if y'all saw that angle where all you see is Devin's little brother like this. Lacing them. And then Bill did what Bill was supposed to do. He went in there separating shit. Bum, bum. Bill saved Tiger Johnson. Saved him. But Tiger Johnson didn't have enough. Now he wanted to crash out. Faces jammed up. He wanted to get his get back. You a one-man army? You want to chase and beat everybody up? Somehow, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Now in the back, they really beat the shit out of him. Because when they had him in the back, yo, I even saw somebody dragging him in the floor, like to the corner. Get your ass over. Yo, they was tap dancing on top of him. Beat the shit out of him. That's what happens. Don't play Superman. Do not play Superman. Because you're going to get stomped out, bro. Come on now. Marie. But Tiger team whooped Bill Haney in the second brawl. Did you see that? I did not see that. Honestly, I did not see that part. I saw Devin in the mix and not knowing where to go. But in the second video, the one that was in the corner getting stomped out, that was Tiger Johnson. Stomped. They dragged him and everything. C Red. Yo, what do you think about my parlay? Will Score beat Jacob? Bakram Mortasaliev beats Josh Kelly. Keyshawn David beat Jermaine Ortiz. Honestly, the one with William School, I don't know a lot about that. I know for the other two, you got that. You got the other two for sure. That first one, I'm not sure because it's a fight that I haven't really been following up on like that. So I'm not sure how good or bad that pick is, to be honest with you. I don't want to bullshit you. Danny on the ground. I could have even seen the video that good. John Parham. It's a valid parlay in my humble opinion. Marie DeBruyne. Tiger already desperate for attention. I saw some clip he talked shit about Dev and other fighters who achieve and prove while he isn't even close to them. Nobody knows him, so he wants this attention. And that's how I felt yesterday. Like, damn, this man want that fight badly, B. He want to get that payday with Devin Haney. He gonna do whatever. He gonna crash out just to get that fight. Go get the money. Tiger got the tap dance ass beating. They was tap dancing all over. Bro, beat the shit out of him. You're embarrassed. Like, that's the type of ass whooping that his own people's probably was looking at him. You alright though, you got it. Like, damn, bro, you embarrass yourself. And then you arguing with Devin Haney's little brother. That's how the shit kicked off. Well, what is you doing, bro? You look like a goofball. JJ's in the house, 21 in the building and only 17 likes on this beautiful Saturday morning, man. People refuse to hit the like button. I can't believe it. Danny on the ground. I saw when they dragged him out, laying on the floor. Yo, that's embarrassing, bro. When they drag you on the floor, take you to the corner, and tap dance on your face, you took a nasty L. Marie, no, they say that was Bill Haney on the ground in front of the outside door. I talk about that clip. That's the one you mean. Then I got to see, because the people who was putting the beating It seemed like that was Devin Haney's team, so I guess we have to analyze that. But nah, bro, nah. Listen. That wasn't Bill Haney. That wasn't Bill Haney, bro, because somebody who posted the video who was there said that they was tap dancing around homeboy. Claymore Rain, listen, not everyone with that bullshit. Devin little brother need to shut the F up and understand there's a lot of money in the room. Devin work and stay on code. He got comfortable having security. I agree with you on that, Claymore Rain. I agree with you. If this event is about the fighters, this event is about the people that's accomplished. They are out here giving flowers to all these people who done all these things. So in reality, little brother need to shut the hell up. You need to be invisible. He wanted to make himself be felt. You should have never been addressing Tiger Johnson. Oh, my brother fuck you up. Like, what is you doing? Your brother's the star fighter. Your brother's the accomplished, the guy who's accomplishing. You're not supposed to be trying to make yourself be felt in there. So I think, piggybacking off of what you said, Claymore Rain, I think that Bill should have a conversation with his son. Like, bro, your brother's the superstar. Your brother's the star boxer. You're not supposed to be out there, making noise. Because in reality, this whole shit happened because of that. Because they had that interaction, Tiger Johnson and Bill Haney's son. So I agree with you on that. I'm with it. J-Rock, Conor Ben applying pressure. Conor the Destroyer Ben is applying pressure on a lot of people. One of the people he applying pressure on is Ryan Garcia. But let me tell you something funny. And I like seeing it. Yo, Conor Ben said that Shakur been hitting him up. Conor Ben said that Shakur been hitting him up privately and telling him, after Teofimo Lopez, I'ma beat your ass. You next, I'ma beat your ass. And Conor Ben said it, yo, Shakur is on smoke. I give the little guy his credit. He on smoke. He been hitting me up privately, talking about I'm next and everything. And you don't see Shakur posting about it. Yo, that's how you know somebody really about that smoke, really about that life. You don't see Shakur on social media talking about that. He focused on Teofimo Lopez. But privately, he like, yo, I'm going to beat your ass, Conor Ben. Watch. You about that real, that's when you know is you about that real smoke. You're not letting everybody know, you letting him know, I'm going to see you. John Parham, it's why I fucks with Claymore. He another unbiased boxing guy. Claymore Rain is going to always call it how it is. You're never going to see no bullshit-ass conspiracy, no funny stuff. Claymore Rain, he a boxing guy. He one of them boxing people for real. Simon, Tiger deserved what he got. It's the one play big. Honestly, I feel like he was calling, he was asking for it, and he got it. He got it. Sometimes you got to know when to shut the hell up. So this whole situation got started, apparently, by Bill Haney's son. Not Devin, by his little brother. Because he's the one that started yapping at the mouth. Right? But if you Tiger Johnson, you got to know when to go and when not to go. And I could tell you right now, ain't no pussy in me, ain't no bitch in me. But if I see five motherfuckers talking shit, I'm going to be like, yo, you got it, big dog. You got it. I don't care what they say, Jay, you pussy. You got it, big dog. You the man. At one point or another, I'm going to see you, and you're not going to be with the whole crew. And then we're going to see what's what. But when you got that advantage, when you got manpower advantage, I'm going to just be like, you got it, big dog. Boom. You the man. Do you. My peoples, don't ever be stupid enough to try to go at somebody when they got manpower and they favor. Because you're going to get your ass stomped out. I ain't never been stomped out. And trust me, I done had beef with people. I done had to face a group of people. I never been stomped out because I know when I could throw hands and when I need to walk away. And be like, you got it. You good. You got to know. If you don't know, you're going to get Tiger Johnsoned up. I ain't never been Tiger Johnson. Put it to you like that. Kaylana, Tio might win some rounds in judges' eyes with dancing around and taunting. And I don't think there's going to be a lot of dancing around for Teofimo Lopez. You know why? Because he knows that he cannot win a boxing match. He knows that he's not going to be able to outbox Shakur. So his best bet is to try to turn it into a brawl, to try to turn it into a Maidana type of fight where he's... Or Sam Noakes, the way he fought Abdullah. Or Murataya, the way that he fought Andy Cruz, where it's constant pressure. Because you're not going to win a boxing match. You're not going to outbox Shakur Stevenson. And I think he knows that. Miguel Rodriguez, bro, all the Haneys are freaking clowns. When you say that, you're basically saying that you don't like them. And if you don't like them, that's okay. Everybody, I promise you. And I want you to think about this, Miguel Rodriguez, so you can see. No matter how good of a person you are, I bet you there's people out there that think you a clown. And there's people out there who say, Miguel's full of shit, or fuck Miguel. All of us. Every single one in here, all 23 of you, there's somebody out there who say that we a clown, that we a bullshit motherfucker, that we... Everything under the sun, if people don't like you, that's what they're going to say. So if you don't like the Haneys, cool. But Tiger Johnson fucked around and found out. You don't try to fight a mob of motherfuckers by yourself because you're going to get stomped out. Trell Bruce, Claymore is right on point. That's why I call the Haneys lame for this. Look, little brother a goofball. Little brother is a goofball. And it's like I said too, because I agree with Claymore Rain. The star over here is Devin Haney. And the person representing him is his pops. Little brother, we should not even see his face on camera. We should not even know who he is. If you put it in the work, your turn on the spotlight is going to come. But you don't inject yourself into a situation, which is what Bill Haney's son did. So I think that Bill got to have a talk with his son and let him know, yo, it's not your turn yet. You're talking out of turn, son. You got to wait till the bright lights are on you. For now, the bright lights is on Dev. It's on me because I'm representing him. So you're not supposed to do anything that's going to bring attention to yourself because you make the whole team look bad. And that's the way it be. Claymore Rain, Ben don't want those issues. I see the boxing lesson coming a mile away. I think after he watched Shakur and Teofimo Lopez, I think he's going to understand that he don't want that type of smoke. Because previously, I think to Ben, Shakur's a 135-pounder. What he going to be able to do with me? What a little 135-pounder going to do? But we're going to see the biggest Shakur we ever seen, the strongest, the fastest Shakur we ever seen. And I think that's going to make Conor Ben rethink what he had in mind about Shakur. John Power, Miguel, I disagree. I think Dev is pretty solid. I understand that some people are going to criticize Dev for the lawsuit stuff and taking Ryan Garcia to court for the lawsuit. But ultimately, Devin is solid. Devin is 100% solid. Luis Pimentel, saludos familia. The fight I wanted to see was Crawford versus Boots or Crawford versus the Mexican Monster. Hope he don't retire. He can still fight the best fight of his life. Bro, you're saying hope he don't retire? He's already retired. He officially announced the retirement. Even yesterday, receiving Fighter of the Year award, he said, I'm retired. So lose hope with that. Number one, I know you want to see him fight David Benavidez because you're saying it. You want to see Crawford lose. You've been betting against Crawford your whole life. And look, what I'm about to say, you may deny it, but I'm Jay Stradamus, bro. I'm Jay Stradamus. I'm the human algorithm for a reason. I guarantee you, you had Canelo beating Crawford. You said Canelo was too big. You said Canelo was too strong. A few years ago, you had Errol Spence beating Crawford. You said Errol was going to be too strong. You also say that Crawford ain't really beat nobody, that his resume sucks. So now you want him to fight the people that you think can beat him. So number one, the Boots fight won't happen, but Boots is the one and his father who gave up that opportunity. They could have fought Terrence Crawford if they wanted to. They could have went over to BLK Prime if they wanted to and fought him. They chose not to. Boots was offered that fight. They chose not to fight Crawford. So the reason Crawford and Boots didn't fight is because Boots and his team didn't want that fight. That's just the reality. And then David Benavidez, bro, you yourself, like many others, said that Crawford was too small for 160. He was too small for Canelo Alvarez. Now you want him to go to 168 and fight a bigger guy? So he was too small at 160, but he's not too small at 168 versus a much bigger guy. So that's just your hunger to want to see Crawford lose so bad because he's been proving you wrong for so many years, proving you wrong over and over and over, proved you wrong in his last fight. And you can't handle that. So you're like, damn, fight somebody. You got to fight somebody that's going to beat him. That's not going to happen, bro. Give up on that hope. Terrence Crawford is never going to fight David Benavidez because there's too much of a difference in size. I know you want him to fight the bigger guy. You want him to take a L. It's never going to happen, bro. Just forget about it. Let it go. John Parent, facts. Wes Dustin, Smart Man, Jay Smith, Clifton Dennis. Has it been confirmed with the Bill rumor? I had to step away right quick. The Bill rumor, I don't know what the Bill rumor was, but I will say, I didn't see him getting beat up nowhere. I only saw Tiger Johnson get stomped out. They was tap dancing on him. John Parham. Or Stick and Run. Daniel Negron. People are picking Tio. No, look, there's a lot of people who have picked Teofimo Lopez to win that fight. Real talk, a lot of people. Wes Dustin. Tiger made a name. I ain't heard of him till now. He's in all the headlines right now. And I knew Tiger Johnson, and I've been watching him. And he could fight. He's skilled. I guess he did what he had to do to get his name out there. Tiger Johnson went from being this big in boxing to being this big. He's not huge, but he's a little bit bigger than what he was before yesterday. So he needed that. John Parham, Tio wants to brawl. That's a fact. That's his only chance to win the fight. Damn, Wes Dustin said it before me. You could have let me say it first, Wes Dustin. Goddamn. But it's true. That's his only chance to win the fight. He ain't going to win a boxing match, and he knows. Clifton Dennis. I've been stomped out. I heard my boy getting jumped by two dudes, but I guess this dude had the whole block with him shortly after. I was fighting 6, 7 dudes, no lie. It happens. It happens. But, look, it was 2 dudes, and you went in, and then they came back with the team. That's different. But if it's a team right there already, 5, 6, 7, and you a one-man army, and you decide to proceed, now that was a goofy move. Now you just looking to get stomped out. John Parham. Tiger is solid for sure, but this definitely put his name out there. Yeah, a lot of people who never heard of him, now they know who he is. He's the guy that got beat up by the Haney family. See it. Who you think wins? Prime for prime. Sugar Ray Leonard or Floyd Mayweather? I don't know, man. That's tough. I can't answer that. Honestly, I can't. That's not something that I could just answer off the top of my head. I really have to spend some time thinking about it. Miguel Rodriguez, it's just the way they act. It's just the way they act. Plus, they're Muslim, bro. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. Like, being Muslim got nothing to do with what happened yesterday. I'm not sure. You're bringing something in, my G, that I'm not able to correlate. John Wayne, the lamies. Like I said, man, a lot of people don't like the Haneys. I got to give them love because when I look, I'm going to tell you why I have a positive point of view on Bill Haney, Devin Haney, and their whole team. And I got mad respect. I got mad respect. I got mad respect for Bill Haney, and I'm gonna tell you why. People who's been following them know how Bill Haney made his money at a young age. Most people know that that's publicly out there. Bill Haney was in the streets making that street money. Bill Haney was driving around in a Rolls Royce when Dev was a little kid. Bill Haney was that dude that was, balling out of control with the big chains, he was that dude, right? And I want you to think about this, my peoples. Bill Haney went from being a street dude, a dude that's making his real money, into switching it up and changing his whole life around for his son's career. You think about that. Right now, Bill Haney could have been in jail doing 50 years. He could have been dead. All type of shit. Yeah, right. Yeah, Bill Haney his life could have been totally different. Yet he decided that he was going to pursue his son's dream. And in order to do that effectively, I got to change my life around. I can't be in the streets. I can't be doing none of this stuff. Miguel Rodriguez, he's not rich because of his son. Do you not understand? This dude was driving around in Rolls Royces and was a baller. This dude was rich while Devin Haney was a little boy. You're not understanding that, family. Bill Haney been rich. So you not liking him. It's okay if you don't like him, but don't say fake stuff like he's rich because of his son. This guy was rich. And he changed his whole life around to pursue his son's dream. Because he realized, if I stay doing what I do, I'm not going to be able to be in my son's life. I got to be in the streets. I got to be handling beefs. I got to be handling these street wars that we get into. Because what you think? When you making that street money, you think it's all sweet? You think you just standing somewhere and people bringing in the dough? Nah, my nigga, when you live that street life, you involved in shootouts, you involved in people trying to shoot you, you involved in people trying to rob your spot, you involved in having to retaliate against these people that try to rob the spot over there, you involved in life-death situations all the time. So Bill understood, if I'm going to raise my son right, I can't be doing this. So a lot of people don't do that, bro. A lot of people that's on that street life, they stay on that street life. They try to put their kids through college and whatever, but they themselves stay there until some shit happened to them. Bill is one of the few who got to a very high level in that street life and walked away for his son, for his family. How could you not respect that, bro? How could you find a negative spin? Like, nah, man, Bill, he's fucked up and he's this and he's that. Come on, bro. The guy turned into a role model. Think about that. From the street to turning your son into a superstar boxer. What the hell is clown shit about that, bro? Think about it. Most of us will never see millions and millions of dollars. And Bill Haney accomplished that with his son, bro. What is clown shit about that? Set their family up for life. Set their family up to make generational wealth. How could you not respect Bill? What's clown shit about that? About taking your son to the highest levels of boxing to become the youngest undisputed champion in history. You gotta respect Bill Haney. That's why I say sometimes maybe you don't like somebody, but you gotta respect what they accomplished. Gotta respect it. Or at least look, if you don't have nothing positive to say and you just hate them and you don't like them, I can't get you to change your mind. And I'm not gonna try to get you to change your mind. But I want you to understand that my perspective is way different than yours because I've seen what Devin Haney and Bill Haney was able to accomplish together. Father and son. This story could have been different. This story could have been about Bill Haney locked up and Devin Haney couldn't go all the way, and now Bill Haney is doing 20 years in prison, and Devin Haney is a fucking mechanic somewhere fixing cars. This story could have been that. So whether you get it or not, Bill Haney, just like Wes does it said right there, is a great father, a role model. And another thing that people don't see is the entertainment aspect of boxing. If you look at Bill Haney 5-6 years ago, Bill was invisible. He barely talked to the camera, barely said much. So y'all don't understand, Miguel, you don't understand that Bill simply created a character for social media that makes boxing fans react whether you like him or not. But that's just a social media character that he created. Bill Haney ain't no clown. He a solid dude, bro. John Pound, I don't like Bill ways, but he definitely a good pops. You see? That's what I'm saying. It's okay to not like him or not like his personality, but as a father, that man just hit a grand slam. Knocked it out the park. Miguel Rodriguez, I base my opinion on people on how they behave, not how much money they have. Come on, bro. You know better than that. Miguel Rodriguez, that's the problem. You don't know how Bill behaves. All you know is what you see on TV. You actually don't know how he behaves. That's the problem. That's what you're not understanding. You're getting sucked in to that character that he plays on TV. And you're not understanding that he does that for publicity. Look, when Bill Haney used to be real quiet and just kind of standing behind the scenes, nobody even knew who Bill Haney was, and nobody was really talking about Devin Haney the same. Put himself out there. It's the same with Teofimo Pops. Look at Teofimo Pops. He be a clown in front of the camera and doing all this crazy shit. You think that's how he is in real life? No. Most of these people, bro, in real life, they calm, they humble, they chill. But for that camera, they put on a show. And you don't realize that. You don't like the character that Bill Haney put in front of the camera. You don't know Bill Haney. You don't know how he act, bro. You have no clue. You just decided, I don't like the way that he acts on camera. I don't like this dude. Trail Bruce, two things can be true. Bill crazy as hell and a bit corny. He also a great father and deserves respect. You see? And that's reasonable because your personality could be something that some people like and some people dislike. I'll give you an example. There's people who will be saying that I'm corny as hell. There's people that be saying that they don't like me because they don't like the way I act. But I can't help it. I can't help it. Some people's going to be like, yeah, I'm feeling what you're doing. And some people going to be like, yo, that nigga corny as hell. You're going to run into people on social media that tell you, oh, that Jay Smith guy, he thinks he know everything. He think he know all that shit. He don't know shit. I can't help it. I can't help somebody else's opinion about me. But there's going to be things that are not up for debate. And whether or not Bill Haney is a great father, that should not be up for debate, my people. We shouldn't even have a conversation about that. Boxing junkie. Lopez can't brawl with Shakur. That will fall into Shakur's game plan. Lopez's best chance to win is to time him and catch and shoot counters. Boxing or brawling won't work against him. Shakur, he's too technical, defense, and quick. I agree with you, man. The technicality aspect, people have to understand that Shakur is at the very highest level. And it's hard no matter what type of fight. If I'm being honest, no matter what type of fight you want to make with Shakur, it's going to be difficult. No matter what, whether you want to brawl, whether you want to box, whatever you want to do, is going to be difficult because you're fighting somebody who's ready for all type of fights. That's why I said, look at the way that he beat William Zepeda. For the people that say he just run, look how he beat William Zepeda. Look how he beat Jamel Herring. Look how he beat Oscar Valdez, who thought he was going to go in there and apply pressure. So it's like Shakur is ready to beat you no matter what you bringing in. Brascarov, Tio must go hard from the opening bell and establish a viable threat, potential for KO or else. And I say Tio got to risk it. He's going to have to risk it. If you're going to stand there, try to box, nah, you're not going to win that match. He's going to have to risk himself. He's going to have to try to do. And I think that's something that we've seen it a lot before. Look what Murataya did with Andy Cruz. He's going to have to try to outwork Shakur Stevenson. Outwork him. Throw more punches, even if you miss him. Even if he's slipping them and blocking them. But throw more punches than him. That's part of it. You got to be active. If you're going to stand there timing each other, we're going to turn it into a chess match. You're not winning a chess match. Nobody's winning a chess match on Shakur Stevenson. And I would say one of the keys to victory, y'all know I got Shakur Stevenson winning this fight, but one of the keys to victory for Teofimo Lopez that I don't see a lot of people saying it, but remember I told you this, is go to the body hard and early. That's a mistake a lot of Shakur opponents make. They try to go head hunting. This is the guy that takes the least damage in boxing. The guy that gets hit the less. The lowest connect percentage is Shakur Stevenson. People just can't find a way to hit him consistently. What's the part of the, of your whole body that you can hit and be consistent about it? The body. If Teofimo can put together a consistent attack to the body, maybe in the later rounds, he could slow him down. Maybe he could force him to, okay, let's stand right here and fight my fight. But it's like I told y'all, man, you're not going to win a boxing match. Brascarov, Tio must go hard from the opening bell. I agree. 100%. Luis Pimentel, I love boxing, and I love me some Crawford, the GOAT. But this is Stevenson time. Him and Boots, boxing is crazy. They're amongst the guys that are going to be pursuing that next phase of boxing status. They're going to be trying to get to #1 in the pound for pound. And I gave you guys that list. It's Shakur Stevenson, Javon Boots, and it's the Mexican Monster, Devin Haney. I'm missing 2 more. Getting it twisted. And there's a couple more in there. Teofimo Lopez, too. He's looking to be the face of boxing. I'm missing 1 more. Clay Moraine. I met Bill Haney. Had dinner with him and the family. He's solid and a patriot for his family. He a legit general and is respected across the board. His report is a straight A across the board. Bam! You see what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? Bill Haney. Listen, bro. Bill Haney, and I tell you what, Clay Moreno, you probably got this too. You probably got this, Seth. Bill Haney, he good in every hood. Bill Haney could go to the hood, baby, and people show love. And trust me, not everybody with money could go to the hood. Not everybody with money could step in the hood and have the hood showing love. Nah. Matter of fact, yo, most people that got money like Bill, when they go to the hood, they gotta pay. Oh, you wanna come over here? You gotta pony it up. You're not just gonna walk up in here and take pictures and walk around. Nah, everybody can't do that. Bill Haney is good in any hood. Just remember that. That right there tell you everything you need to know. Whether it's in the hood or in the corporate world, he got his respect. That say a lot. Some people get respect on this side, but nobody give a damn about you on that side. And vice versa. John Parham, there you have it. Claim or reign, the streets know Bill made his last name first. His face card solid. Yo, he good in any hood. Mr. D. Bonilla, I saw Bill Haney on 5th Ave in Manhattan in the summer. That's when I found out he lives in New York now. Boxing junkie. It's only clown shit to people that don't understand that a real father stand on business for their kids. You see? Yo, Bill Haney, man, you could say it's okay if you don't like his personality, if you don't like him because the way he moved, that's cool. But you gotta respect it. Gotta respect it. You cannot question anything this man has done or accomplished or help his son accomplish. Come on now. Jay is in the house. I don't like Jay Smith because he doesn't make enough fun of goofballs. John Wayne, Valdez was trash that fight. No, John Wayne. You see, Valdez wasn't trash that fight. It's just that you have a hard time accepting that Shakur was great in that fight. No championship fighter is ever trash. It's just that people say that when they get outboxed. I've had people tell me that Canelo was trash against Crawford or that Errol was trash against Crawford. It's not that Valdez was trash. Valdez was an undefeated world champion, brother. No undefeated world champion is trash. That's just you having a hard time coping with the fact that Shakur Stevenson was that great on that night, that he made a great fighter look bad. I'm going to remind you, John Wayne, that Oscar Valdez, after losing to Shakur Stevenson, he won another title after that. He became champion again after that. Valdez never been trash, bro. It's just that when Shakur beat people, they turn into nobodies and they turn into trash. It's the same thing with Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring had one loss in his resume when Shakur retired him. Shakur beat him up. Oh, now he became trash. And now he became a nobody. That's just the way it is. Everybody, it's just like Crawford. Crawford will beat people and now they trash and they nobodies. Look how much credit people gave Virgil Ortiz for beating Madrimov. Oh, he got him, he got him. But goddamn, you didn't give Crawford credit for that. Now, when Crawford beat him, that guy was trash. But when somebody else beat him, oh, that's a good win. Same thing with Tank Davis when Tank Davis beat Gamboa. Yo, Tank Davis beat Gamboa. Tank Davis beat damn near 40-year-old Gamboa. But when Crawford beat him, he was undefeated and in his prime, he was a nobody. So it's more about, it's not really about Valdez being trash. It's more about you not liking Shakur and not wanting to say he's good because then you have to give him credit for beating a fighter that's that good. Witty, who you got on the Devin and Ortiz fight? Devin is not fighting. Oh, Davis. I don't know who you're talking about, bro. You got to clarify that for me. Mr. D. Bonilla, Tio got to risk it for the biscuit. He got to risk it, bro. You got to risk it. You got to go in there and apply that nasty pressure on Shakur and hope that you can avoid damage in that process. Double AD, does Shakur fight Haney this year? I think we are going to see Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney just not this year. Why? Because Devin is already at the welterweight division. He's a world champion. Now he's established in that division. And I think Devin Haney found out that at 147, he's the strongest version of himself, the biggest version of, this is versus Brian Norman Jr., we saw the best Devin Haney we've ever seen. We've seen it. So I don't think Devin will even consider going down in weight when he feels so good and performs so good at welterweight. That's it. He's going to stay there for sure. Now, Shakur Stevenson has already said after whooping Tio, he might go back down to 135 and look for those big fights over there. Because remember, he wanted to fight Raymond Murataya last year, and they didn't want that smoke. Now that Murataya is a world champion, they might go for it. They might be willing to fight Shakur. So I think it's going to be some time before we see Shakur Stevenson at the welterweight division. It could be a few years. But that's okay, remember. Shakur and Devin, they 28 years old. So they could afford to meet in 2 years from now, even 3 years from now, and it's still a good fight, even more. But I'm saying put them in the ring at least by 30, 31. They still, both undefeated, both at the top of their game. But I think we're going to have to wait. I think we're going to have to wait a little bit for that fight. The only way that it happens faster is if Shakur beats Teofimo and decides to fight Conor Benn. Because if he fights Conor Benn, he's probably going to go up to 147, fight Conor Benn at 147, and now I'm right here where Devin Haney's at. Then that could happen. But if he goes back down to 135 to fight Murataya, that's it. We're not going to see Tio versus Devin for now. It's going to take some time. West said it's weird that Shakur is so good that Tio is such an underdog against almost anybody else. Tio would be a likely favorite. Of course. That shows the greatness of Shakur Stevenson, though. Because even when you moving up in weight, it affects who the favorite is going to be. Brian Norman Jr. was the favorite against Devin Haney. Why? Because Devin was looked at as the guy who had gotten beat up by Ryan Garcia, is now moving up in weight to fight the bigger, stronger knockout artist. Brian Norman Jr. was the favorite. And you see Teofimo Lopez, who's already established a world champion at the 140 division, and he's the underdog versus a Shakur who's moving up in weight. That speaks about the greatness of Shakur Stevenson. Clifton Dennis, I found Shakur's kryptonite. Give me Devin Haney at 147 with my game plan. We'll beat him. So I think we're going to end up seeing that fight in the welterweight division. Shakur has wanted to fight Devin Haney for years and years. And I think Devin Haney in that weight class feels so good about himself and the way that his body is moving, that I think he's going to be ready for that smoke and take that fight. Wes Dustin, Clifton doing the math on here. Double AD, does Shakur fight Haney this year? Like I said, man, this year I think is highly, highly unlikely. Boxing Junkie, the winner of this fight becomes the face of boxing. I don't want to hear shit. I said what I said. They're gonna be a front runner. They're gonna be a front runner. They're gonna be the first one making that push, making that case. The winner of this fight. Of course, the Mexican Monster is gonna be making his own push. He's gonna be looking to make a big fight. You see, here's the thing. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez fighting, that's going to put pressure on other guys to make big fights. Because Jerome Boots Ennis is going to be gunning for that top spot too. He's trying to get that fight with Virgil. The Mexican Monster looking for that spot too. He's going to try to push for that fight with Dimitri Bivol. So we're going to find a situation like this. Remember, I told you this. I promise you. You see how for the last few years, it was Naoya Inoue, Terence Crawford, and Usyk, and they kept shifting spots based on their latest win. You get a win, you go up. You get a win, you go up. And they kept being 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and they kept going up and down in the pound-for-pound list until finally Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence That solidified him for a minute in the #1 spot. But then people say, no, wait a minute, look, Usyk got a monster win. And then Inoue got a couple of big wins. So they kept shifting, and Crawford got solidified. Now it's untouchable when he beat Canelo Alvarez. Fortunately, he had to retire. But who the hell in boxing was going to be able to get a bigger win than that? That's it. That #1 spot, he owned it. So we're going to see Shakur Stevenson, Jerome Boots Ennis, and let's say the Mexican Monster, or Devin Haney, or there's a couple of more people I'm not thinking about right now. But we're going to see a short list of fighters who are going to be fighting for that #1 spot. Bam, 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 up and down, until somebody get a monster win. Shakur beating Teofimo, that's a big win. So he's already starting to make that push. Miguel Rodriguez, he's standing on his son's talent. The guy's a clown. You made it clear, bro. You don't like Bill. That's cool. Braskarov, man, this should be a great event. Dead ass. I gotta find out casinos or something. Got it. I need to witness this live. Yo, we're gonna get some good action, bro. We're gonna get some real good action tonight. And of course, Xander Sayas in Puerto Rico. Xander Sayas is gonna be looking at unified titles, a young gun. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, Xander Sayas is gonna be the face of Puerto Rican boxing. A lot of young Puerto Rican fighters doing their thing. But Xander Sayas is that dude, bro. I'm already sold. I've been sold on Xander Sayas. The Hydro Grind, Jay Smith. I told you Adames was seen with the COVID mask. Now the fight canceled. Yeah, man, he cooked. He cooked. But that's why I said, fighters coming from Dominican Republic or any tropical island, if you're going to New York, you need to fly in 6, 8, 10 weeks in advance. That flu's going to get you. You're going to be fucked up in the game for a week or two, but you have enough time to recover and make it to fight night. If you fly in 2 weeks before the fight, you're going to be cooked. You're not going to make it. Gay Rivera, dímelo, mi hermano. Salute, family. Bam. JJ's in the house. Jam. Have a good and safe day. Have to work today, but take it Sunday off. Yo, my peoples, tomorrow Boxing for Breakfast is going to be lit. Of course, there's going to be a Sunday edition of Boxing for Breakfast because we're going to talk about the results from tonight's fights. And everybody tuning in, remember, Jay Smith is calling them fights. Calling all them shits. So, before, anybody even ask, I'm not just calling the main event. When Shushu Carrington start making his ring walk or right before, I'm going to go live. So I'm going to be live for almost all these fights. The Hydro Grind. Yeah, me too. My cousin works the front desk. That's at the hotel. He was staying and checked him in at 2, 3 a.m. with the mask on. He told me that, and it got me worried. Next thing you know, fight canceled. So, that, they say COVID mask, but in reality, he just had a mask on because he had the flu. I heard that he had a runny nose, boogers coming out and all of that shit. And that's it. He couldn't recover in time. Gay Rivera, main event gonna be crazy. How you see Ortiz versus Davis fight? I see Keyshawn Davis winning that fight. I expect Jermaine Ortiz to be competitive, to be good. But Keyshawn Davis, man, he a different animal. I expect him to be his usual self. I know that last fight didn't happen. It was a... But I see Keyshawn Davis as a fighter who got a chip on his shoulder, who's trying to prove to us that not only am I going to make weight, but I'm going to show up in the best condition ever, and I'm going to beat this guy up. He said he's going to knock Jermaine Ortiz out. Why? He knows Jermaine Ortiz went 12 rounds with Lomachenko, went 12 rounds with Teofimo Lopez. He knows if I knock this guy out, my stock is going to skyrocket. If he knocked Jermaine Ortiz out, we're going to forget about that. He didn't make weight and the fight was canceled. We're going to forget about that. Because boxing is a what have you done for me lately sport. Keyshawn Davis is going to be there to show out, my peoples. Double AD, if Tio wins, does he fight Haney this year? That's a possibility. But right now, Teofimo, if he wins, he's going to win at 140. Devin Haney's at the welterweight division. Does Teofimo want to move up? Or does he want to try to unify those titles and really become undisputed? Because he's never been undisputed for real. So we have to see. Braskarov, Feds is bugging right now. Man, I won't even say nothing about that. You said it, not me. Gabe Rivera, you think Ben can make 147 and be strong? I believe so. I believe so because Conor Ben is young enough to do it. Young and athletic enough to do it. Plus, he's a small dude. He's not a big guy. So I think he can. You know, when it comes to a fighter who's already in their mid to late 30s, then it's harder to move down and fight at a lower division. But Conor Ben is young enough and fit enough to where he can make 147 and still be effective. Not going to be, it's not going to be easy. What I'd say after fighting Chris Eubank Jr., he should first fight at a catch weight and then go to 147 so that he can gradually move down. But if he chooses to go straight to 147, I think he could do it. I think he'll be able to do it. Witty, Keyshawn and Jermaine fight. I got Keyshawn Davis walking out of there with the W. And let me tell you, that's how people know that I'm not biased. Jermaine Ortiz is Dominican, my Dominican brother. But when I make a prediction, I don't go with you my brother, or I like you, or you my favorite fighter. I don't go with none of that shit. I got to tell you who I see winning the fight. And I got Keyshawn Davis walking out of there with the dub. John Parham. Keys has Bill for a fight if he KO Ortiz. I mean, let's see. Let's see if he could knock him out. He's been saying he's going to knock him out. Will he be able to? We're about to find out. We're about to find out. The Hydro Grind. I saw some Josh Kelly highlights this morning. He's good. Didn't know he was an Olympian. I like his style against Mortaz Aliyev. Who you got? Look, I said the same thing. Josh Kelly is not a bum. People talking about Mortaz Aliyev is just going to crush him and destroy him. Because we know Mortaz Aliyev is like a boogeyman. Josh Kelly can fight. And in his last fight, I saw things that I didn't know he had. In his last fight, I saw him have to brawl. Have to get into a slugfest. And now I know Josh Kelly got that dog in him. Got that dog in him, my peoples. So, I got Mortaz Aliyev winning, but I got Josh Kelly putting up a good fight. And this might even be one of those fights where he take a L, but his stock still go up because the way that he takes the L. It could be like that. Could turn out into that type of fight. John Pound, Backraham is a different animal. And a different beast, like Kobe Bryant used to say. Boxing Junkie, right now, not a lot of fight out there on paper look better than Shakur versus Lopez. Two elite young prime fighters with accolades. It's going to be hard to beat this fight. That's why I've been saying, like, people don't understand the magnitude and the historical relevance of that fight. They don't realize how big this fight actually is and how important it is. We're talking about two of the guys that are gunning for that #1 spot facing each other. It's big. It's a big fight, man. The Hydro Grind. Kelly quick on his feet. If he can stay at a distance, he might pull off a decision. And it's not just that he quick on his feet. He's good when it comes to those exchanges. Of course, Backraham got that devastating power. If you catch you with those shots, you're going to be in trouble. Supreme Green Lawn Care. Good morning, Jay Smith. Tonight, matchups is fire. Ooh, like your show. Salute, my brother. Yo, we're going to be calling these fights live. Gonna be calling the action live. Claymore Rain, Mortaz Aliyev versus Kelly in a few hours. Be ready to tune in, my peoples, because I'm going to be calling that fight live. I am going to be calling, but since the difference in hours in time, I'm probably going to call that fight live, then get out and go back live when Shushu Carrington is about to take the stage. The Hydro grind. But Bakram only need one punch. That's the problem, man. Bakram Murtasaliev. And it's not just that Bakram got that power, but he's one of these guys who physically, he's like a fucking robot, man. You know what I mean? When I say a fucking robot, I would compare him to holy shit, his name just left my mind. Who fought the two fights? Yo, my memory just went blank, bro. Better BF. Their name's so similar, bro. Better BF. You see how Better BF, when he gets hit with hard punches, it's like nothing happened. Like, boom! Boom! It's like Better BF is like he made out of solid steel and like you just can't hurt him. Bakram Murtasaliev is like that, bro. So it's like no matter what type of hands you put so far. Yo, remember when he beat the shit out of Tim Tszyu? Tim Tszyu landed some good shots. But they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. There's not that many fighters like that they got those genetics. Boom, boom, boom. Like a motherfucking robot, yo. Bakram is one of them dudes. So to beat a guy like that is hard. You're gonna have to outbox him. You're gonna have to have great footwork. You're gonna have to have great movement, and you're gonna have to stay away from them punishing shots. Bakram is not the type of fighter that you're gonna get in there and out-tough him, out-brawl him. You're not gonna do that. Braskarov, record flu cases in NYC, historical. Historical. And it's super common, bro. In New York City, in the wintertime, everybody got the goddamn flu. Boxing Junkie, did you already get the flu and get past it? Boxing Junkie. But there are a couple of fights that can be made to complete with the bout, but not sure if they get made like Bivol versus Benavidez or Inoue versus Bam. Inoue versus Benavidez could be, Inoue versus Benavidez, Bivol versus Benavidez, that could be made. I think that fight might happen right now in 2026. Bam versus Inoue, that's tough to make that one because it's up to Bam to move up in weight. We don't know if or when he's going to move up. Claymore Reigns Zuffa tomorrow night. Yo, Zuffa's on fire, man. I told people they started off with a bang. They already signed Rayo. Rayo's going to be fighting. They signed De Los Santos. For those of you who don't know, Edwin De Los Santos already signed with Zuffa Boxing. They do it. They signing a lot of people, man. They putting a lot of money into it. John Parham, Jay Smith so far behind. JJ said that has 31 likes, my people. Appreciate everybody who hit the like button. We've been at it for an hour and a half. It probably should have been like 50 likes by now. But love to those who hit the like button. And much love to those who didn't hit the like button. At least you tuned in, and I appreciate that. The Hydro Grind, I got Zayas, Shushu, Kingsley, Ortiz, and Teal. Ooh. Whoa. John Parham, I'm a 50-50 on Shu. And I got Shushu Carrington winning that fight. I know that he didn't look the greatest in some of his last fights, but I got him. I got him walking out of there with the dub. In a tough fight, he got a tough opponent that he got to deal with. Supreme Green, long care, respect, Jay Smith. You got off the sweet science, respect. I appreciate you, family. All for the love of the sweet science. Double AD. I'm gonna say this and then move on from the Haney combo. I can't get the Ryan Garcia fight out of my head. Minuscule amount of whatever was in his system isn't enough for me to get over how bad he looked. So look, man, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, it's a fight that we're always going to think about. We're always going to talk about it because the type of beating that Devin Haney took, you never expected it to play out that way. We thought it was going to be a lot more competitive. Most of us had Devin Haney winning this fight. Remember, Ryan Garcia leading up to the fight, Ryan Garcia's personal life was in shambles. In shambles. Ryan Garcia was drinking. Ryan Garcia was smoking, getting lit up, posting videos with him high as fuck. I was like, yo, if this guy make it to fight now, Devin Haney gonna beat him up. And yet he still showed up and put the nasty beat down on Devin. So they could delete the loss from the record, but you're not gonna delete the ass whooping from our minds. And that's why that rematch has to happen. We have to absolutely see the rematch with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. And Devin wants that get back. So let's get it. Let's get it. John Parham is letting you know, make sure you subscribe to Box Center 2.0. Get that exclusive content. The videos that are posted on Box Center 2.0 only get posted on there, nowhere else. Don't miss it. Jaja. Will Tio pace himself or gas out after round 6? I don't think he's going to gas out. One thing about Teofimo Lopez is that he's always showed up in great shape. I think we more have to question him mentally. Is he going to get frustrated? Because I'm telling you, that's something that I'm wondering. If he falls behind on the cards, is he going to get frustrated and start lunging in and start going crazy? Because now you start making mistakes like that, you could get knocked out. You could get stopped. Still Elijah. Devin just had Ryan beat in his head already. That's why he messed up that night. The thing is, man, that Devin Haney went into that fight appearing like he thought Ryan was going to be easy for him. Like he thought he was going to put it on Ryan. And I think it's hard. It's tough for me to say this because you don't know anybody's state of mind. But because of the way Ryan was acting leading up to the fight, I think the Haneys underestimated him. Like, this dude's crazy. They didn't even know if he was going to make it to fight night. They didn't even know. They were like, yo, this dude's probably going to pull out. I thought he was going to pull out. I'm going to tell you something about that lead up to that fight. Ryan Garcia, I promise you, he got put on what they call it when they commit you to an institution, a 50-50 hold, 60-80 hold, something like that. He got taken into custody. And I promise you, they held him for like 24, 48 hours to do a mental evaluation during the lead up to the fight while he was supposed to be in training camp. Y'all remember when he came in contact with police and he was recording it and they made him turn off the phone? And then we didn't hear from Ryan Garcia for 2 whole days. And then he came back and said, yo, they stole my phone. They took my shit. They not letting me talk. And he started talking all crazy. Ryan Garcia got committed to a mental institute. You know why and I'm telling you that because I know some of these processes and how they work. The reason why that's not made public is because everybody knows medical records are sealed. That's private. So nobody can go and get those documents to say that he was in a mental institution. There's no way for me to prove it to you. But I'm telling you, Ryan Garcia came into contact with police who said, well, they're saying that you're acting erratic. He turned his phone off, and for like 48 hours, we didn't hear anything from Ryan Garcia. And then when he came back, that's when he was going crazy on social media. They stole my phone. They didn't let me go on social media. They not letting me. They forcing me. Because he was having a mental health crisis. So at that point, I was like, yo, Ryan Garcia is not even going to make it to fight night. Unless Florida's called a Baker Act. We're going to pull the plug on that shit. Like, yo, this guy's not even in shape to fight. But whatever therapy they got him back in training, got him back in focus. And look, he went in there and beat the crap out of Devin Haney. Because that's the one thing. Just because you're going through mental health issues doesn't mean you're not able to perform everyday tasks. Doesn't mean you're not able to do what you're supposed to do. Jaja, exactly. He makes mistakes when the fight isn't going his way. He starts lunging and gets away from the game plan. Not sure Shakur has the power to hurt Tio. I'm telling you, Shakur has the power to hurt anybody, bro. Look, look at the way he stopped Josh Taylor. Look at the way he stopped Jamel Herring. Beat the crap out of him. He got the thing is that there's always gonna be that narrative that he runs and that he don't got no power. No, he's out there to outbox you. But when he wanna hurt you, he got the power to hurt you. JJ said has 36 likes. Yes, let's go more for Jay. Hit that like button, my peoples. I appreciate you, JJ. John Parent, bro, say yerp and fell asleep. Unless you missed some brawls. Charles Bruce, about to go get to. Damn, I can't read that, bro. Muyu, but I'll be off right in time to the fight. Salute, fellas. Charles Bruce, salute, family. Bam. You already know we're going to be live. We're going to get this action. I'm going to be calling the fight live. You know it's going to be different. When I'm calling it, it's just a different beast. Calling the fights, I'm a different animal too. And I tell people, as a fighter, I'm washed up. I'm washed up as a fighter. But as a content creator, I'm peaking my peoples. I'm in my prime. I'm peaking. And I'm going to give you some shit. John Pound. Mun is money. Ooh, get that bread. Go get that bread, man. Gotta get that bread. That goes first. Hell yeah. Get that, family. My peoples. Check it. We was talking about this fight earlier. Jermaine Ortiz, Keyshawn Davis. This is going to be a good fight, my peoples. We know what Keyshawn Davis brings to the table. The businessman always gives us a good fight, an interesting fight. But Jermaine Ortiz, we know what he brings to the table. It was tough for me to make this prediction because I'm telling y'all that my Dominican brother's going to lose. And Keyshawn Davis is going to whoop him. But it's going to be a good fight. Jermaine Ortiz out there saying he's going to stop Keyshawn Davis because of what happened with Teofimo and Lomachenko. He didn't get those wins. So he's going in there with a chip on his shoulder. Third title fight. Trying to finally win a... Well, this is not a title fight. It's a 12-rounder. But this is going to be like an eliminator. After this, whoever wins this is going to get a title shot. He's already got 2 of them. And he lost in both cases. He's trying to get that get back. Braskarov, watching Shakur, I think a little Tyson peekaboo from Tio could shake shit up. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Can Tio pull it off, though? He got the athleticism and the skills to do it. Tio is a very, very athletic fighter. The Hydro Grind. Keyshawn is on focus. Ortiz has this, I'm telling you. Even yesterday at the wing, in talking about Haney, he's on focus. Listen, that on focus stuff, that don't mean nothing, bro. You and I, we don't know how focused he actually is on knocking Jermaine Ortiz out. We can't get inside his mind. So that's just perception. We're going to see when they get in the ring. That's what we're really going to find out, if he's on focus or not. Double AD, you're the man. You give all your energy. We need to get you more subs and more followers. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, Double AD. And that's going to happen. You know, the channel was growing fast, and it kind of slowed down because I'm shadow banned right now. Like, I'm telling you, right before I got shadow banned, it got to the point where the live was already 120 people, 140 people. The most that went in the live was 180 people. And at that point, every day, it was 50 new subscribers, 80 new subscribers. But it slowed down when I got shadow banned. Now that I got shadow banned, you see it right now. Look, it's 11 of us. The most people that went into this live was probably like 25, 26. The shadow ban I think today or yesterday was the last day of the shadow ban, so we should see more people coming in here. And like I said, you know, I've seen subscribers who go on Facebook, who go on Instagram and share the channel and say, yo, listen, you got to check out this boxing channel. People coming in and saying, yo, I subscribe because my boys shared your content. I love what you're doing. So Double AD, they banned me because when Canelo and Crawford fought each other, the following day, I did a stream where I was breaking down the fight and showing it at the same time. So Netflix flagged it. And they flagged it because you know it's illegal to stream the live. Like if they fight tonight, you can't stream that. That's illegal. But I didn't do that. The next day, I took the recording and I was streaming it, but it was a recording of the original stream. So Netflix flagged it like I was streaming the fight. Boom, I got a YouTube strike. And then there was another fight. This one was on Netflix. I can't remember which one. And I was calling that fight live, but the volume on the TV was too loud. So the microphone picked up on that and Netflix flagged it. So I got one strike, the zone. So I got one strike from Netflix and one strike from the zone. And then right after that, I got shadow banned. And when you get that strike remains in the channel for like the second strike remained on the channel for like 90 days. It actually expired, I think, yesterday. So now you're gonna see more people. Yo, none of the subscribers was getting no notifications. Yo, when you shadow ban, if you don't look for the channel, it's never gonna come up. You're never gonna be able to pull it up. You're never gonna see it. So to a lot of people, Box Center with Jay Smith don't even exist. This channel will never come up on their shit unless I send them the link. They click on the link. Oh shit, look at this channel. So when you shadow ban, they basically hiding you. But you know what it is, my brother. When you're doing this shit from the heart, really for the sweet science, people gonna notice, people gonna catch on, and they're not gonna be able to stop us. They're not gonna be able to stop us, bro. And I don't say this to toot my own horn, but it's only a matter of time, bro, before I get to that #1 spot. Ain't nobody gonna be able to stop this train. They could slow it down. They could put a couple of speed bumps in front of me, make me slow down, make me do a little detour here and there. But we headed to #1, my G. That's just the inevitable. Double AD, you definitely weren't trying to stream the fight. Of course, I wasn't trying to stream it. It was the following day, but they flagged it like I illegally streamed the fight. And I'm not that dumb. I would never try to stream a fight. Double AD, I send your shit out to mad people. I appreciate it, brother. And everybody who's ever shared my content, who's trying to get this to people out there, I appreciate it. Real talk, my G, because, you know, a lot of people won't do it. And I'm going to tell you something, bro. As crazy as this may sound, there's a lot of people who they don't want to see me come up. There's a lot of people out there. There's people out there who be reporting the channel, people who report the channel and be saying that I curse too much and that this channel's not good. A lot of reporting of this channel get reported a lot, bro. I seen somebody one time, that was like a year ago, posting in their Facebook, yo, I sent that motherfucker Jay Smith to the shadow realm. Because basically, you know, the reality is there's YouTubers out there, there's boxing content creators out there that they don't want them doors to open for me. Because they know once the door open and I step in there, it's a wrap. Jay Smith taking over. They don't fuck with me because they can't fuck with me. So they want doors to close and shit. They're like, damn, yo, we got to slow this nigga down, baby. We got to slow him down. We got to stop him whatever way we can, man. Because when he step up in here, we all cooked. A lot of people acting that way with me. And then, but just like that, there's also the people that showing me love. You know, you guys show me love. Blue Blood Sports TV stay showing me love. A lot of people don't know this, man, but Blue, yo, he be talking with me privately. giving me, he's giving me advice, all type of shit. Allow me to come on his platform and everything. Lori Reed, she down with Tank Davis team. She be showing me mad love. Allow me to come on the Rice podcast with them and talk boxing. So there's people, just like there's people out there trying to do everything. They don't want me to get in because they know how this shit is going to play out. They know what's going to happen when I get in, so they don't want it to happen. But there's also people showing me love. There's also people that's going to help some doors open up for me. You can't stop it. You can't stop what's going to happen. Boxing Junkie, that's why I don't do YouTube. I got flagged by other YouTube boxing page. That shit hating. I mean, they could keep hating, bro. They're not going to stop it. They're not going to stop it. Like, you could put a couple speed bumps in the road, slow me down a bit. But once that door opens up, the shit is going to hit the fan. Brascarol, the love is fake, but the hate is real. Man, listen. No truer words. Double AD, the only boxing voice I F with is you and Max Kellerman. I'm going to tell you something. Max Kellerman is somebody who I've been following since he was on public access. I remember Max Kellerman when he was a young dude paying his own money so that he could get on TV and talk boxing. And I got a lot of respect for him. One thing I noticed that ever since Max got down with these people, I seen some things that he said that I wasn't really with it. I didn't really like. Like, to give you an example, I seen him say, Terrence Crawford, if Canelo doesn't look good in his next fight, that's going to take away from Terrence Crawford's win. So I think that now that Max Kellerman got to such a high level, I think that sometimes he's saying things that align with the people that he's with. Like, I've always seen Max as an independent mind who's just going to say whatever. And now I think it's more structured, what he's saying. But I got a lot of love for Max, man. He a guy that know his shit. Brascarol, Blue got it down pat, bro. And let me tell you something. I give Blue Blood Sports TV his flowers. You know why? Because if you think about it, Blue is a pillar of this shit that I'm doing right now. When it wasn't popular for random guy to get on social media and start talking boxing, Blue was doing it. He created the blueprint for us to do the shit that we doing now. Listen, I remember the first time that I saw Blue Blood Sports TV. I just saw this in my YouTube channel, and honestly, I just thought, who the fuck is this? Who is this guy? Like, why am I going to listen to you? Who the fuck is you? I know more boxing than you. But I wasn't listening to him. I just like, who is this guy? But then his channel showed up again and again until one time I was like, man, let me listen to what this nigga talking about. Let me see what he talking about. And within 5 minutes, I realized, oh shit, this guy know his shit. This is not just some casual fan. This guy, every point that he's making, he's using factual information. He's talking about talking points that the fans are debating across social media, but he's bringing in the facts. He's clarifying different situations. And then that's it. I had a different respect for him because this guy know what he's doing. He know what he's talking about. And look how Blue has been able to grow within the boxing community where he has relationship with a lot of fighters, with a lot of trainers, with a lot of coaches. He's in boxing. Blue Blood Sports TV is in boxing. So he went from a guy just talking on social media, just talking on YouTube, to a guy that's in the sport of boxing. So you gotta respect it. He's a pillar of this whole shit that we doing. And an inspiration too. Because let me tell you guys something funny about Jay Smith that I want you to understand. If I would have listened to the people around me, this channel would have been like 6, 7 years old, 8 years old. I only been doing it for 2 years. By now, it would have been known by a lot of people. You know why? Because, matter of fact, it was like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, bro. That people was like, yo, Jay, you gotta create a boxing channel. Jay, you gotta create, you playing games, games. And people used to tell me that because I would get into boxing conversations with people, and they would just tell me, damn, Jay, you know a lot about boxing, bro. Why you don't got a boxing channel? And look how interesting. If you go into this channel and you see when the channel was created, this channel was created like 10 years ago. Or something like that. Or maybe more than 10 years ago. But I never did no boxing content. Because when I created the channel, I was like, man, fuck that shit. Nobody know me. Who gonna listen to me? Who gonna pay attention to a nigga they don't know, a random motherfucker? So I never did it. And 2 years ago, finally, I got around to doing it. 2 years ago, I was like, you know what, man? I really love the sweet science. And you know what's funny? What made me do this channel is that I saw so many people with YouTube channels that didn't know shit about boxing. I will put on a YouTube channel and be like, man, this motherfucker don't know shit. Or I will put a YouTube channel and be like, man, this dude sound like a fan. He a fan of this crew, so he gonna be this and that crew. Fuck this motherfucker. I saw the bias. And then when I saw Blue Blood Sports TV was able to do it, that inspired me. That's why you're gonna see me giving his flowers to Blue Blood Sports. Blue is I'm gonna tell you, Blue is one of the realest niggas I know in boxing. He real as fuck, bro. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. So when I saw this dude, who also happened to be from New York, just like me, is doing it, I was like, damn, maybe I could do it too. Maybe I could step in here and find a space where people want to listen to some real boxing shit. Not about the bullshit-ass conspiracies, not about the clickbait. You guys know this. I don't do none of that. I'm talking about the facts and what's going on in boxing, and we sharing opinions. I'm not making shit up out of thin air because I might not like somebody. John Parham, I called Blue out on his BS and told him to go back and show one of his lives because he got caught slipping. He blocked me and edited or deleted it. Whoa, I missed out on that. I mean, I don't know if maybe he got something wrong because it could happen. I said something maybe that I remember, I don't know what fight it was that I said, yo, he knocked him out. And then it turns out that fight went the distance. So it could happen. In the midst of the action, you could get something wrong. You know, we not perfect, right? John Parham, he paved the way. But this debate, chin is glass. His debate, chin is glass. Nah, bro, nah. His debates is good, bro. Debate is, like I said, you might get something off and people gonna rain on you. It could happen. But he can debate, bro. I watch Blue cooking people regularly. Wes Dustin, your grind is inspiring, Jay Smith. I appreciate you, bro. And your grind, Wes Dustin, is also inspiring. I see you doing it. I see you doing your thing. And I see how skilled you are and how you use your talent and how you display your talent on your YouTube channel. Salute to you, brother. Hell yeah. Santiago Ramirez, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate it, my brother. And listen, let me tell y'all something. Wes Dustin, and I asked you before to share the link to your YouTube channel. I'm going to ask you to do that again today, Wes Dustin. Let the people see your YouTube channel so they see your skills, your creativity. I want the people to have the opportunity to see what you bring to the table. You know, Wes Dustin is one of these people, man, who he never brag about himself. I never seen him say shit about himself on the channel. You're never going to see Wes Dustin say, I'm him. I'm doing me too. I'm nice. He never going to do that. But Wes Dustin, share that link to your channel. I want you guys to go to Wes Dustin YouTube channel and see what the man do. I'm not gonna tell you what he do. See for yourself. See what them skills is about. And you're never gonna see him talking about it or tooting his own horn. He'll give me credit. He'll say, yo, you doing it, Jay, and you inspiring and all of this shit, but he'll never say about himself. And that's how you know when somebody's solid. When they love giving other people credit and they never really give themselves. They never really out there trying to talk about themselves. I got much respect for you, Wes Dustin. Real talk. John Parham, Jay Smith, Wes Solid. He always shouting out your channel. The Suspender King. My people right there, check out that link. That's Wes Dustin YouTube channel. Click on that link, my peoples. Please, it's 20 of us right here. And everybody who shows up, please click on that link. Go to Wes Dustin YouTube channel, subscribe. But see what he doing. Check out the skills, the craftsmanship. And he ain't even out there bragging about himself. So I appreciate you, Wes Dustin. Black, yo, Jay Smith, how is the boxing community in DR? No, the baseball community is solid. I'm going to keep it 100. The boxing community in Dominican Republic sucks. Sucks. And I'm going to tell you why it sucks. Because we have a great amateur program. We have a lot of young talent over here, elite level talent. And I promise you, within the next few years, you're going to see world champions, like multiple Dominican world champions in multiple divisions. We building serious talent. But what makes the boxing community suck out here? They don't promote boxing enough. So you can have a kid who won tournaments on an international level, who is killing it, who's gonna be a star, and he could walk around the street, nobody know who the fuck he is. Nobody knows shit about him. He could be going in the store, buying some coffee or whatever, nobody know who he is. So the boxing community here is not as big or as great as it should be because we're not doing what it takes to promote boxing in the country. So you can go outside. I can go to the corner store and it could be 10 people in the corner store and they're all talking about the baseball. That's right now we have the biggest baseball tournament in the country going on. And that baseball tournament supersedes everything that's happening in boxing. Tomorrow we have a huge baseball game. Guess what? That's what everybody's talking about. So I could ask a bunch of people in the corner about the fights from tonight, and I might find one person who say, yeah, I'm watching these fights. Then everybody else is, nah, I'm watching a baseball. I'm watching a baseball. So we don't promote boxing enough. We practice it, and we got people that are nice, but we don't promote it. So when I go to the barber shop, I can't even have a conversation about boxing because everybody's talking baseball. Baseball runs this country. That's the reality. Boxing junkie. I said the same shit when I started IG 13 years ago. But I did it in a year I was doing media press. This shit I thought I would never do. If you commit, shit will happen. It's gonna happen. Look, it's what I tell people. It's only a matter of time. Only showbiz. John Parham, showbiz is somebody who I got a lot of respect for. Why? Because look at the things that he's accomplished. He's gone all the way to the top. You know, on the zone, around the biggest names in the game. From zero. From a guy who was just making funny faces and putting up crazy headlines. And he did a lot of clickbait shit. Like, I never really followed him because that's what I saw him when he started before. Making the faces, making the outrageous claims. And I saw showbiz as a clickbait type of guy. And when you do clickbait content, I gotta say, it does help you get popular faster. It does make people reach out to you faster. But I never wanted to do that, and I never will. I refuse. I refuse. You're gonna take this shit as is. Well, 24 muted me for having an opinion. Didn't know you want an echo chamber. of what you think only here. I don't know what you're talking about. Look around. Look at everybody talking. Look at everybody talking. But it's one thing in opinion and one thing being a hater. If you show up in here telling me, yo, these fights tonight are going to be boring. Yeah, you need a 24-hour break. We don't need to hear you. We don't need to hear you. Having an opinion and saying hating that shit is different, Will. And you know when you're expressing an opinion versus when you're saying some hating ass shit. You know the difference. Brascarol, the life of a gladiator, always been this way. John Parent, Will, I checked your activity. I didn't see anything wrong. Brascarol, lonely yet disciplined. That's a fact. Will, he muted me for saying both fighters will look clean at the end of 12 rounds. Nah, that's not true. That's not true, bro. You're not telling the truth on that. That really might happen. Brascarol, you said that it was, I think you said it was gonna be boring, it wasn't gonna be fun or something like that. Boxing Junkie, I love when you give them time out. Next, how we be doing in Double AD. Shut your ass up. This channel's fired. Take your sorry to another channel. I'm telling you. Everybody who's here know I'm always open for a debate. I respect everybody's opinion. But when you show up, these fights are going to be boring. Or you show up, this championship caliber fighter, it's a bum. Nah, you need a break. You're going to need a 24-hour break. Nobody wearing a world title is a bum. And you have to understand, my peoples, when you're talking to somebody who's been in the ring, I have a certain level of respect for the fighters. When it's time to trash talk, we could trash talk. We could say, yeah, this guy got beat up. We could say all type of shit. But when you call a fighter a bum, or when you say this fight is going to be boring, or tonight is going to be whack or some shit like that, I'm going to take it some type of way because I've been in the ring and I know what it takes for these dudes to get up there. Will, now you never seen a boring fight. Come on, bro. I never said I never seen a boring fight. I never said that. But for you to say that this fight is going to be boring between Shakur and Tio, yeah, you're going to need a break, bro. Why would you say that this fight is going to be boring? What kind of fan are you? What kind of boxing fan are you when your expectations are that two of the best in the game is going to give us a boring fight? What type of narrative you want to spread? I'm out here to spread love to the sweet science, love to the fighters. I wish for the best fight that we ever seen. You over here talking that the shit is going to be boring. You need a break, bro. You need to come back 24 hours later feeling more positive about what we're getting tonight. You got to put them positive vibes out there, my brother. Positive energy. The Hydro Grind, Jay Smith, is hard-headed, and you can't change his opinion. But he will debate with you and let you talk your piece. Well, they said no Tom and Jerry not long ago for a reason. Anybody that say no Tom and Jerry don't know shit about boxing. Who said no Tom and Jerry? Turkey. Turkey don't know shit about boxing, bro. Turkey was a boxing fan. Remember, he was a boxing fan who got a lot of money and said, you know what, I want in on this. Turkey was a boxing fan just a couple of years ago. You never heard of him. A couple of years ago, Turkey was just like anybody else watching boxing on TV. The only difference is that he got a lot of money to get himself involved in the sport. That's it. Anybody who say no Tom and Jerry boxing just doesn't know shit about boxing. Let me school you. Let me teach you. There's a lot of different styles in boxing. They all contribute to what the sweet science is. I know you would like to see two guys stand in front of each other and beat the crap out of each other, rock 'em, sock 'em, robot, and then both of them be brain dead by the end of their career. I know that's what you enjoy, but that's not what boxing is. Pit. I bet you that guy is talking smack is the one to watch. Jake Paul's fight, the Jake Paul fan. It could be, potentially. Boxing Junkie, only casuals consider a boxing chess match as boring. Of course, because they just want to see Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Matt Gomez, here we go. And I'm going to tell you like this. Every single Shakur Stevenson fight, I have enjoyed it. The only fight that just like everybody else I didn't like was the De Los Santos fight. But how many fights has he had like the De Los Santos fight? One. That one. Look at all the fights before and all the fight after. None of them been like that. None of them had a punch output like that. But since people don't like Shakur, guess what, Will? You will never accept that he went into that fight with an injury and did what he had to do to walk out of there with the W. Fans won't accept it because they don't like Shakur. And I spoke about this yesterday and the day before. People don't realize how often a fighter will go in the ring hurt. A fighter will go in a fight with a bad ankle, busted their ass when they was doing road work. A week before the fight, ankle still swollen. They don't know how many times a fighter messed up their hand and had to go fight with a messed up hand. And never mentioned it. You never know about it. You just know he didn't look the same. He didn't fight good. But you don't know what went into that. You don't know why he fought like that. That's just the reality. The hydro grind. If you want to see two people just beating their brains off, go to UFC. Boxing is the sweet science. It's a psychological, it's art. People don't get that, man. They want to see what they want to see, what we'll want to see is Shakur Stevenson with somebody else. Pop, 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 pop. That's what people want to see. But you're not going to get that. And it bothers you that Shakur Stevenson is undefeated. It bothers you that he's a three weight class champion, that he's a unified champion, that he's so accomplished. It bothers you. You want to see him in a slugfest. You want to see him get knocked out, and not getting that bothers you. Well, I've had fight parties for Shakur, and he had everyone sleep but me. And I can't say he's boring. Get the F out of here. Okay, if you say so. If you say so. I believe you made that shit up out of thin air. You hate Shakur Stevenson, but you have fight parties for him. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm not going to send you on 24-hour break for saying that, but that shit is such bullshit. You imagine, my people, somebody who don't like Shakur having a fight party for Shakur? Man, get the fuck out of here. You ain't fooling nobody. Nobody believe that shit but you. You ain't fooling nobody, bro. You never had a fight party for Shakur in your life. What the fuck is you talking about? I had a fight party for a guy I don't like. Wally Ahmad, what's good, Jay? Good to see everyone is here. Blessed. It's almost showtime. My people, remember, Bakr Mortasalia versus Josh Kelly is going down earlier. That's not tonight. I got to start looking for that shit. I will be calling that fight live. Remember, I told you that. Boxing Junkie. I'm going to have YouTube TV running today, watching Bout Science Cars and the Zone. Of course, my brother. I'm gonna have TOS Shakur on the TV, Zayas on the laptop. We're gonna be going at it. Double AD, stop, bro. UFC guys put a lot of sweat, tears into it like boxers, and there's a science to the art as well. Stop the ish. Their fight go the distance after 5-minute rounds. Nah, look. I'm not gonna disrespect UFC fighters because they put in the work. They got elite level athletes too, but it's a different sport. Simple as that. It's a whole different sport. And the way that fights play out are totally different because you can throw each other to the floor. You can hit each other while you're down. There's a lot of elements to it that make it a different type of sport. In boxing, and the reason... No, I know that you're not saying it to me. Don't worry about it, bro. I know you're responding to what somebody else said. But the reason boxing is the best sport that there is, that there was, and that there will be is because of this, bro. All you have is this. That guy got 2 hands, you got 2 hands. That is the most primal instinct of men is fighting with the hands. That's why a lot of times you see people in the street, it's a fist fight. We punching each other. Somebody getting sucker punch. Punching is the main weapon that we have by instinct. All these other weapons are developed by practice and training and by all that stuff. But boxing has been going down since it didn't even have a name. Bro, there's caves in Egypt where they carved men like this, fighting each other with the hands. So fisticuffs is a part of our DNA, my people. Just two people punching each other. You see, when you bring in MMA, right? I could fake a punch and kick you. So I tricked you into landing a kick, right? I could fake a knee, bang, and Superman punch you. I could trick you into punching you. I could go in and body slam you. There's a lot of things that you can do in MMA that brings a different element to the fight, which could be interesting. But to me and to most boxing fans, there can't be nothing more interesting than just this. Look. Just this. Just punching. Because both of us only got two hands. Both of us could either slip, block, and punch. That's all you got. There's no tricks in boxing. I could feint. I could feint the jab. I could jab, get you used to that jab, and then surprise you with a bang, the right hand behind it. But all you got is two hands, my peoples. Nothing is ever gonna beat that. Nothing. That's why you never seen a MMA fighter acquire the fame of the biggest boxers. And you're never gonna see it. MMA fighters are famous. They're big. But what MMA fighter you think you could ever compare to the popularity of Canelo Alvarez? What MMA fighter you think you ever gonna compare to the popularity of Floyd Mayweather? What MMA fighter will ever reach the status of Muhammad Ali? It'll never happen. It'll never happen. The Hydro Grind. I've tried to watch it with some friends once, and I saw that no fighter knew how to throw a punch correctly. Turned me off. No, so I will say right now, there are some MMA fighters who are good strikers. That's what they call them, strikers, who throw some good punches. But it's just a different level. The best punchers in MMA go to boxing, they get beat up. And they don't even have to fight a world champion. They'll get beat up by good boxers. Good boxers will beat the shit out of the best MMA fighters in boxing. It's that simple. Now look at this. You see MMA fighters try boxing all the time. But you're not going to see boxers trying MMA because boxers don't train to kick. Boxers don't train to body slam or elbow or knee or none of that other shit. So a boxer, it makes no sense to try a sport with all these different things that I don't do. But MMA guys, they like, well, in MMA we punch. We know how to punch. I know how to punch. Maybe I can box. You get your ass whooped every single time. Now, for example, Da Silva won a boxing match, but it wasn't a high-level match with a high-level opponent. You know, you're not going to go from MMA and be a ranked fighter. It's just not going to happen. Double AD, I'm a boxing fan since day one, but I'm also a combat sports fan. I F with all of it. So I would say, look, I used to watch MMA when UFC first kicked off, when they wasn't wearing the boxing glove, when there was no rules. Yo, back in the day, people don't realize this. There was no rules in UFC. The only rule is that you couldn't do low blows. I watched a fighter rip a patch of hair from somebody, and that was legal. My man's got left with a bald spot in his dome piece. Like, that's when I watch MMA. Get Ryan Enzo trying to get some camera time in the building. So boxing is a sport, man, that is the one that really captivated my attention. Other combat sports, I watch a little something. The Gracie era. Other combat sports, I watch a little something. I watch some highlights. But boxing, this is where it's at for me. Jump pound, bare knuckle, a different breed. But to be honest, bare knuckle, I don't really like it, man. To me, that's too savage. Way too savage. Double AD, no weight classes either. That was crazy. When they had no weight classes and no rules, that was just something different, bro. I know you remember. I can't remember their names. The white guy, the little guy that fought the big sumo dude, and he knocked him down, started punching him, and they had pam, 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 and they had to stop it. The little guy beat the huge guy. Braskarov. That's all you. No DNA required. Wally Ahmad. Hey, Jay, last night when I was out, I heard 2 fights was canceled. Which one and why? So, damn, bro. All the Dominicans. 3 Dominican fighters who was fighting, all they shit got canceled. Rohan Polanco, Carlos Adame, and I forgot the other kid name. All got canceled. I know Carlos Adames had the flu. I know he was wearing a COVID mask. I don't think he had COVID. He just had the flu. And I think that's the same situation with the other guys. That's what I was talking about. If you go into New York in the wintertime from the Dominican Republic or from any place that is hot, you need to go there like 6, 8, 10 weeks in advance. You need to go like 6, 8 weeks in advance so that you can adjust to the weather. Because when you go from a hot place to freezing cold, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the flu. And if you go there 2 weeks before the fight, you're not going to recover in time. And that's what happened to Adames. I'm not sure if that's what happened to Rohan Polanco, because I don't know if he was here in DR or if he was out there. But, yeah, man, they was all fucked up. All fucked up in the game with the flu. Double AD, take Usyk and Islam. Nah, bro, nah. Honestly, I can't even get into that because now you're going deep into MMA. Usyk beat anybody in MMA if it's boxing. CeeLo, Jay Stradamus, what up, big dog? Who you think gonna take the L? Tio versus Shakur. Nah, Tio walking out of there with an L. Shakur's gonna win that fight. My peoples, give me a second. I'm gonna take a quick 30-second commercial break. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'll be right back. Let me get this hydration. And remember that I'm gonna be calling these fights tonight. I'll be right back. Stay with me, my people. This ain't over yet. My peoples, we back in the building, y'all. Back in the building. Check it. Let me do this quick recap, because we've been at it for over 2 hours, yo. God, you see how the time flies? You see how the time flies? We almost been at it, my peoples, for almost 3 hours. I've been talking boxing with y'all for almost 3 hours, but I guess that shows how much we love the sweet science. I want to do a quick recap, and just remind y'all, Terrence Buck Crawford is the fighter of the year. Ring Magazine's fighter of the year. Super happy to see that. Terrence Crawford deserves it. I know that some made the argument like, oh, he only had one fight. It's not about the amount of fights that you had. It's about how much impact, how important those fights are. So somebody told me, nah, the fighter of the year should have been Naoya Inoue. Motherfucker, you can't even name anybody Naoya Inoue beat. If you don't Google it, you can't even name the people he beat. Think about that. Terrence Crawford moving up 2 divisions and dethroning the face of boxing is not just the biggest fight of 2025, it's the biggest win of this era. In this entire era, nobody has a bigger win. So therefore, Terrence Crawford has to be the guy. Salute and much respect to Terrence Crawford. And I'm happy for him that he got fighter of the year. The last fight, potentially the last fight of his career, and he's the guy. Fighter of the year. Earned that. Earned that versus the best. The situation with Tiger Johnson, come on, man. That shit was crazy yesterday. CeeLo. Jay Smith predicted Crawford was going to win since the very beginning. Everybody was going for Canelo. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you, big dog, because a lot of people went against me, trash talked me, told me that I didn't believe what I was saying, that I was capped. And most of them just disappeared after the fight. You know, most of them didn't even... Yo, there's people that even unsubscribe from the channel. Now that was crazy. After Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez fought, like 2 days later, I lost like between 40 and 50 subscribers. I'm assuming they was all Canelo fans. Like, fuck this motherfucker, he jinxed us. I don't know what was the mindset. Why would you subscribe and then unsubscribe from a channel because Canelo lost? That was crazy. But you got to give Crawford his respect. Now, a brief recap of yesterday. You guys saw it, man. Tiger Johnson, he got beat up in a scuffle. I think, in my opinion, he made the wrong decision trying to confront, you know, a group of people like he was Superman. And you have to understand, Tiger Johnson saw who Devin Haney's little brother was with. He was with a group of people. He wasn't by himself. And Tiger Johnson just decided that he was going to throw punches, and that just didn't go his way. It turned into a pummeling session. Got beat up pretty bad. Pretty bad. Now we got Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. We seen the face of. We seen the animosity that they got towards each other. Clearly, they trying to be disrespectful towards each other. It's going to be a great fight, my peoples. I know, and Will, I appreciate it, bro. Bam. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Yo, I promise y'all. And CeeLo, you were 100% confident he was going to win. I appreciate you, because there's people who just didn't accept it. Didn't accept that I saw it happen, that I saw it coming. And I feel 100% confident in this too. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson are going to give us a heck of a fight. They're going to give us a real good one. So I'm super looking forward to tonight. I'm going to be calling all of these fights live, and I can't wait. And of course, We spoke about that earlier. Jermaine Ortiz versus Keyshawn Davis. It's going to be a good one. We know we seen the type of fight that Jermaine Ortiz gave Lomachenko and gave Teofimo. And now he's going to be fighting Keyshawn Davis, who said he's going to knock him out. Before yesterday, I saw Jermaine Ortiz saying, I'm going to knock you out. And I saw Keyshawn Davis saying, I'm going to knock him out. They both trying to knock each other out. Shushu Carrington also fighting tonight. And we got a lot of fights, man. Xander Sayers from Puerto Rico, too. I'm going to be calling the action. Bakram Mortasaliev and Josh Kelly, that fight is earlier. I'm going to be calling that fight live. So keep an eye out because I'm going to be live for all this shit. I'm going to be calling all this shit. Stay tuned, my peoples. Y'all know how I get down. The left to the mouthpiece. The right to the wig piece. Oh, the humanity. Devastating blow. It's going to be that type of night. We're going to get this real action, my peoples. So I'm about to get the hell out of here, man. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to CeeLo, Will, John Parham, Boxing Junkie was in the building. Hakeem was in the building. JJ's in there, has always showing love. I appreciate you, my G. MS. Who else was in the building? Double AD. What's the deal, family? The Hydra Grind, always in the building. Kobe Low. Appreciate you, family. Wally Maps. Super solid. I appreciate you, brother. John Way was in the building, too. Come on, my peoples. Everybody been showing love. 722 Marine. What's the deal, family? Fellas, I always say it, and I'll maintain that. Matt Gomez, family, what's up? Pippi, what's the deal? I say it, and I will maintain it. You guys make boxing for breakfast what it is. If it wasn't for you guys, this show could not be what it is. You see, when I could tell somebody don't know shit about boxing, what I do, I block them. We don't need goofballs in this channel. I'm not thirsty for subscribers. I want people who don't know, who understand what the hell is going on in boxing, who understand what are the fights that are coming up, who understand what are the matches that we getting, and it's you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, we couldn't have these great debates. We couldn't go back and forth the way that we do. Kobe, what do you think about Jarrell Miller tonight? Jarrell Miller, man, he's been inconsistent, man. I don't know. If you notice, I didn't make a prediction about him because I don't know what version of Big Baby we're going to get. I don't know if he's going to show up and just beat up his opponent or if he's going to show up and gas out after 4 rounds and it'll be a debacle for him. I don't know, man. I think Jarrell Miller is not consistent, and it's hard to predict with a guy like that because you never know. He might show up and he ain't nothing, or he might show up and be a destroyer. What version we going to get? Let's see. CeeLo, shout out to you, Jay. I always try to catch you on live before work. I appreciate you, my brother. Will, are you going live tonight? For sure, my brother. I'm going to be live. Remember, my peoples, Bakram Mortasaliev and Josh Kelly, that's not tonight. That's going to be earlier. I'm going to be live for that. So look for what time that fight is because I'm going to be going live for that fight. And then tonight, for all them big fights, I'm going to be live, of course. We're going to be talking boxing. Fight night with Jay Smith is going to be crazy because we have a lot of great action. My peoples, once again, I'm about to get the hell out of here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. One love to everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Jay Smith, I'm signing off. Peace, love, and happiness to you and your family. My peoples, God gave us another day. And it's a beautiful day to be a fan of boxing. It's a beautiful day to be alive, yo. One love. Bam. Let me do that once again because people told me, yo, that's one of my favorite parts. Bam. Bam. Now